by like they are in a dream. So many voices clash inside the data stream. Within the static, I know I'm not alone. In a world of color, I see my home. This world is not my home. I see you on the throne. I know I'm not alone. We're sitting on a throne. Paint in the color of the city lights. But something's missing in their tone. More to this life as a techno light. When I know this world is not my home. People pass me by like they are in a dream. So many voices clash inside the data stream. Within the static, I know I'm not alone. In a world of color, I see my home. This world is not my home. I see you on the throne. I know I'm not alone. lifeline.
Hello, hi, greetings, welcome, hello, howdy, hey, what's going on? Hi, how are the folks, the people, the friends? There I am. I was looking for me. I was like, where am I? And it turns out I'm right here. Guys, we're starting late, but there's a reason we're starting so late. We're starting late because, one, thank you for the quick little hype train. I appreciate you guys. But two, this way we can have our good friend DrMickLive join us, Ryan, and it looks like Lobro might be stopping in as well. Basically, it's an open night if you have access to the Streams and Mods channel, which, you know, for my friends, if you want to come drop by, say hi, chat, whatever. We're just gonna be we're gonna be shooting the shit and going through. So that's kind of the plan. Is we're gonna play through Alien Isolation. We're gonna talk to friends. We're gonna hopefully have a good time. We haven't done this for a good long while, so hopefully it all works out. I hope.
It's great, man. It's good to hear your voice.
It's good to hear everyone's voice.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
I'm well.
You're well?
Yes.
I thought you were low, bro. Wait.
well, bro now.
You're well, low,
bro.
Well,
that's what happens to you when you're a father.
How's the little one?
She's wonderful.
Is she?
She's like a month old and sleeps like 7 hours a night, so I can't complain.
Oh, damn.
That's more than I do.
Jeez.
Thanks. It's kind of ridiculous, to be honest.
That's
hi, guys.
Hi. Are you doing okay though? Like.
Yeah. No, I'm great. Actually, doing a lot better.
Oh, good. And how's it going for you, Ryan?
Are you doing okay though? Good. I'm off of work this week, which is nice. I've been desperately needing a week off, so feeling much better this week than I was last week.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. It was time.
It was time. I keep thinking I should you know, take some time off, and then I think about bills, and then I go, well, maybe not, you know. One of the joys of self-employment. Hi, Chloe. One of the self-employment joys, right?
Indeed.
So, well, the reason we're here, guys, is I have played Alien Isolation, I think once before, maybe twice. It's kind of vague, but
yeah.
But Dr. Mick just barely finished a run through on his, which had me sitting on my hands, not spoiling things or you know, giving advice on how to do things or whatever. Got timed out numerous times because Victoria doesn't mess around.
That's right.
And but it's been a while. It's actually the last time I played this was on my 5-year stream anniversary. One of the reasons that I kind of stepped away from doing it is because historically, as I've done it on the channel, music's become a big part of it. And with all the DMCA stuff coming in, it kind of took a little bit of the shine off of it. But I asked our good friend Lobro here to put together a stream-safe, stream-friendly playlist of music to play during Mission 9 and to have fun with. So,
there we go.
So we'll have. I think he got me about 15 minutes. We might have to just throw in some random fixed or whatever. There's a couple different parts.
Okay.
But I mean, I've got plenty of stuff to go through too. But
Perfect.
So we've got the Lobro soundtrack queued up for tonight, and Sound of Samuel's alternative mix. I wish I genuinely like consider like talking to Trevor or one of the other Twitch musicians and seeing if they'll record me a cover of Sound of Silence so that I could, karaoke it.
That'd be awesome.
But I I mean, at the end of the day, I technically know that's still not getting around the actual like songwriting license. It's just getting around the performance license. So, it doesn't completely solve the problem. But we'll be going through. It'll take about 3. My fastest run is 2 hours and 45 minutes. But those days,
I was say we're not shooting for sub 3.
Those days are gone. Listen, I'm an old man now, and I'm a little rusty. I'll probably end up going the wrong direction. I might even die a few times. So I would say 3.5 hours would be about the approximation. How's it going, Astrid? So we'll see how it goes, and then just kind of. Otherwise, I just want to talk to my friends and just hang out.
Sounds like a lovely evening.
So
I'm excited to watch you do this after having. You're doing this on Nightmare?
Oh yeah.
Oh damn! All right, so like I'm super excited to see this because, like, obviously having just finished it, it's fresh in my brain. So
yeah.
There's probably gonna be things you do. I'll be like, oh wow, I really made that way too difficult.
Dr. Mick. This is my favorite experience of zines. This is the best.
It's been a while.
No pressure though.
Let's not oversell it, because
yeah. No pressure. It's fine.
When do you start the clock officially?
Technically, it'd be right here when the eyelid starts to lift is when you would when you would start the clock.
Okay.
So
it's 9:06. Let's go.
9:06.
I expect Pacific. This to be done by 11:30.
Okay, I'll do my. Wait a minute. Hold up.
It would be convenient if time started when I woke up, but it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, right. Oh man, can you imagine?
So the funny thing is it's like if you were to ask me like what keys do you press to do this or to do that, I really couldn't tell you. I will be running almost entirely off of muscle memory.
That's actually impressive.
I really don't know what buttons I push and things to do. It's just they kind of just happen. There are a few points where
magic fingers.
We certainly don't do anything untoward to the game. But there are certain points where I move so fast that it might appear like that door didn't open, but trust me, it definitely did, and I didn't make it clip through it using mechanics. Okay, that would be.
So it's not going to get
that would be wrong. That'd be wrong.
Okay.
One does not simply do that. Let's see.
How many times have you actually played through this game from start to finish?
It's hard to know. I don't know whether I was supposed to. I can't remember whether I needed to stay with him through.
Taylor.
Okay, get that going. Right. Okay. Yeah, I remember it. So I really don't know how many times I've played through it. I'm sure that it's 50 plus.
Yeah.
So it's been a fair number.
Oh.
Oh, hi Rachel. How you doing?
Oh.
Oh, hello, Rachel.
There's
hello,
an
Ika
too. Hello.
Hold on, I misread what this was.
Okay,
we're good.
What were you thinking it was?
Haven't seen her.
I thought you were maybe broadcasting this publicly on your Discord.
No.
Nope,
Just
nope.
live on the Twitch.
Oh, you're live on Twitch.
I am.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, everybody can hear your voice right now.
Everybody say hi.
Okay, see, remember when I have that whole that thing where I tell people, hey, by the way, we're live?
Yeah. That's what I was doing, like, hey, by the way.
Mics are hot.
What's up, Widgie? Widgie could hop in here. Have ourselves a party.
The channel is named Streams.
Yeah, no,
so,
it's...
Yeah, but this is kind of like oh, hey, hang out, sort of.
Sean coming in. What's up?
Hello, bro.
How's it going, Sean?
How you doing, bud?
Now, first off, one of the key things is to recognize the modeling of Taylor's booty because, I mean, That's just nice modeling. I don't know. I can't say much, but I can say, I recognize a nice booty when I see one.
It is nice. It is nice. Yeah.
Me, I don't know how to respond to this.
It's very nice.
Oh, I know
I
how to
prefer Xeno's booty myself. I attached to them legs, man. Oh.
Okay, all right.
I've been under so many
very
deaths.
powerful set of legs.
Yes, like very powerful.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
the strut is uncanny.
Your wife's a weightlifter, isn't she? Or
well, she used to be into powerlifting. She's
yeah,
not anymore.
Okay.
Back in the day
so
when we first met.
You like the strength,
I enjoy a strong lady.
Has
nothing
she
wrong with
ever
that.
crushed a watermelon between her thighs?
No, but actually, in her prime, she probably could have.
Yeah,
I should ask her because I bet you she could have. It's
like
ridiculous.
some form of a melon, right?
Yeah, I mean, maybe cantaloupe
Yeah, something.
would be.
I feel like a cantaloupe would be way harder than a watermelon.
I don't know. We were trying to work our way up to coconut, and it just didn't end up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, the coconut bit just that.
What's your experience been, Rachel?
With squishing things
Yeah.
between my legs?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the biggest and hardest fruit?
I wasn't
you've
going for
ever
things
crushed?
so much as fruit. Like
What's the hardest-
going to
what's
things
the
makes
hardest thing
a
you've
very
had between your
different
legs?
situation.
Oh my goodness.
This is going in a good direction.
Is this the right door? Is this the right door? Which door is it? Okay, this door.
I can't say that I've ever squished anything between my legs,
Oh.
fruit-wise.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know that I can say that.
No, what about you guys?
I mean, I remember
Anybody
one
else?
time I was like maybe eating grapes and dropped one by accident and made a smash one between my thighs when I tried to catch it. That's probably about the best I've got.
Imagine explaining that. You just had like a grape spot on your pants.
Yeah, it's just things happen sometimes, and
Pionk had it as a goal to do enough squats to where she could crack a walnut with her booty.
I remember
But
that.
then she did the math and realized it was a physical impossibility.
I'm fairly certain I actually did that math.
Okay,
and was
someone
like,
did
no,
the
no,
math.
This isn't.
Yeah,
this
no,
isn't gonna happen.
that definitely
Like,
sounds like something that you would do because you both like
It really does.
are geeky enough to do the math and B like crushing dreams. So that makes sense.
I was gonna say I could just showing up and ruining the party.
No, you know what? I feel like it's not crushing dreams, but more like setting realistic expectations.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And all the while crushing dreams.
And if I
Yeah,
can, if
you
I
can
can
do
set
those-
a realistic
not mutually
expectation by
exclusive.
crushing
You can do
dreams,
those
perfect.
things.
He's feeling very attacked right now.
I
We
don't
love
mean
Ike
to
so
brag, but
much.
I can smash a grape between my thighs. Oh, Widgie.
See, Widgie gets it.
Yeah. Oh, Widgie.
my
you,
God, that's
you
amazing.
really know how to bring up the level of conversation.
Watermelon.
I'm really trying to think of like what would be the actual fruit that I've ever crushed between, because I don't like grapes. I just kind of made that story up. I'm trying to think of what I actually have crushed.
The truth comes out.
Yeah, no, I'm not a grape guy.
Like, I've sat on fruit before by accident.
let's just say I've made applesauce.
I said by accident.
That's a wonderful picture, Ike.
Wait,
Thank you.
have
what's
you
up, Logic?
guys not accidentally sat
Hey.
on fruit before? When you're like eating berries and you drop them all over yourself or something, and they end up on your chair, and then you sit down, or they get stuck underneath you, and then you end up with like red stains all over
Oh,
you.
you know what? Pomegranates. That story just made me remember. It would be pomegranate.
Freak me out.
I
Yeah,
love
they're
them.
very odd.
Pomegranates
They're
freak
so
you.
good,
Like,
though.
I mean,
I don't
I
like
can-
the holes in the seed.
oh,
pods.
does it
They
does
freak
it
me
give you
out,
that
yeah.
weird feeling
That
where you've got the
trypophobia.
that
Yeah,
yeah.
trypophobia.
Hold
Yeah.
on. We need to make sure that Dr. Mick just saw you not open that door.
I
and instead
absolutely-
phase through it.
I absolutely the doors just
I-
open slower than
did-
I do.
I did see that.
Yeah, they just open slow. It's 100% legit.
I'm kind of surprised I didn't think to do that when I was at this.
Yeah,
part.
you just go through that door. It's easy, like it says they're locked, but as you just saw, you can totally get through them.
See,
No.
now when I was playing this part, what was like now watching this, it's just so different because
Mhm,
I thought
mhm.
the alien could be here at
Yeah,
any
yeah.
time.
The
and
aliens,
so like
the alien is
I
not
was
active
creeping
yet.
through this.
Yeah, of course. You know, I mean, well, the first time I went through, I was creeping through it as slow as possible. So, I mean, that makes sense. It's setting up the atmosphere and everything like that. And, you know, it's trying to trip you out. And then it's like, no, it wasn't the alien chasing you. It was Axel the entire time. And then, poof, the wag light. That light scares many, many, many people. We call it the wag light because our friend Waglington was playing this when we were watching him, and it was like 2 hours in and just got to that point, and that light popped, and he was like, oh, and he noped out. He was like, that's it, and, you know, it was the end.
So what is the like major difference between like Nightmare and Medium? Like, does the alien? I assume the alien's AI is even more impressive in Nightmare.
The alien's AI is not nearly as impressive as people think that it is. God, this is always a tough grab. There we go, got it. So right now my camera is locked.
Wow, you can grab that through.
It's a single pixel, and my camera is locked. I can't actually turn my head. But if I come over to this locker,
That's supposed to happen?
No. You're not supposed to grab through there. Like that's just.
Well, no. I mean, is your head supposed to lock? Is that?
No. That's just it's a bug result from grabbing it. But you hop in that locker and that actually resets it. So
Well, that's handy dandy.
anyway, the where were we at? There's only a single pixel to grab that, so you have to, like, half the time I still don't get it right and just go around. I'm like, let's just screw with this. That's probably the toughest like clip grab in the game. Of
He says as he executes it flawlessly.
Well, it wasn't flawless. I mean, I lost like 10 seconds on it. You know, if you're talking on the competitive level, right?
Yeah,
you know?
I see. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
There's about 1.5 flaw there.
1.5 flaw. But yeah, I mean, when I went through, like, you know, I'm an hour into the game by now, if not more, on my first playthrough. Like, you just don't know, you know?
Right.
But the alien doesn't become active until after it kills Axel. So all of this is just walking through the script. There's actually, like, literally a barrier preventing me from getting to the thing right now when I'm walking around. But there's getting Axel to move his ass has always been like something I wasn't ever great at. He has certain triggers and you got to stand in just the right spots, and like you kind of get it here and there, but I usually end up at least one point like moving forward and then going like, Axel, come on, and he's just standing there looking at me weird.
I straight up forgot about that dude. It's
It's
been so long since I even was at this part, I completely forgot he existed.
This is the elevator exposition where they basically lay out the entire, like, you know, you've been confused, and then he's like, oh, there's a killer, everything's bad, we're all bad, oh god, oh god, oh god.
You're making me dizzy.
I mean, I like to do the reverse orbit on him.
This was your first night, Dr. Mick, right? When you saw him?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah.
I think I made it to him. Because at the part where you have to get the tram, I apparently dodged the alien without knowing it.
Kind of. I remember watching that. Oh, that was where I lost my train of thought. Is the alien is rumored to have a much better AI than it does. The game does a really good job of making it look like it has a good AI, but as you learn the alien's AI, you realize it's mostly smoke and mirrors. The whole, you know, the alien gets smarter and figures stuff out. Like, all of that's just it's just rumor, just people saying stuff. You know, the alien does do things a little bit differently than most games in that it's run procedurally. So basically, as it moves around, as it gets to a point A or point B or whatever, it basically does a randomized, I'm going to go left, I'm going to go right, I'm going to go, you know, look under the table, I'm going to do all these different things. And it's weighted chances, you know, it's more likely to do X or Y based on the current events. But it's really, you can see it like kind of pause and see points where it's like, you know, it walks up to a junction and then stops and looks around, and they have it do a look around animation as if it's trying to decide what to do, and then it runs a script and says, I'm going left. And then, you know, if you're left, then that sucks. But one of the kind of neat things about that is that because It's procedural. The game never actually saves the location of the alien. So if you like, you know, we're at a save station. The save station takes like 3 seconds to actually finish, and the alien's charging you, and you know, right before it stabs you, you get the save prompt. You can safely save, and the alien will just
Like the Matrix.
spawn in. Yeah. You just got to beat the thing. That said, not the same thing on the humans and androids. The human and androids are saved, and so you can get yourself in a loop. Look, I have the flashlight. Looking at the flashlight.
Yeah, see, I was afraid of that because there was a point on my last run where I accidentally hit the save thing right before the alien got to me, and I was terrified that meant that I was going to be stuck in a loop where the alien was just going to have its way with me for perpetuity.
Right. The game actually has a lot more, like the game is cut into chapters, and it's interesting, and you know, playing it at the faster rate, you kind of realize like a big portion of the game is your uncertainty. When you know where you're going, it's not that big, you know, but it's it's the exploration and everything. So I've seen people spend 10 minutes in the same room being scared, getting nervous, you know, like noticing something, and then walk back
way
and
to call out Ryan right
and
there.
Who would who would that be? I don't know who would ever get stuck in that.
I can't remember whether it was Angel or Widgie or someone. They were in a room and they were pretty nervous, and they like, you know, hit under the table and were sweating, and then they moved to another table and sweating, and then like started to go out into the hallway and heard the alien, turned around, ran back in, saw the save station that they had spawned at, and was like, oh, good, there's a save, and saved. And they had literally not left the room. Like, it was like, you know, 5 minutes of absolutely nothing. But again, it's the uncertainty and the fear that gives you so much of that game experience. So the nice thing of that, where the point being, is when if you did get yourself in a bad, like you've had corrupted saves, like you had the one where it was the shaky cam and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
you're
brutal.
really not that far back in most cases. Like the auto save or it has a, you know, go to previous save option. You're usually not as far back and don't lose as much as you think on your first time through.
Yeah, I hear you. Will do.
That's good to know. Because I was like terrified of that for a while.
I'm trying to remember who that was. I think it might have been Angel. I remember saying, yeah, go ahead and save all that progress you haven't made, and you know, like.
That sounds accurate. If there's anything else in the story we know is true, it's that.
This is one spot where I do screw up, and so I'll actually save here.
What's to screw up here?
These guys right here, I can get myself shot by them. Let's see if I can remember how to. I don't want my flashlight on. So what I'm doing is a process called psycho running, where I am running to my right in a strafe. All right, so got through that. I'm running right, and then I'm using the crouch to interrupt the step sequence. You generate noise. The game is very noise-based, and you generate noise at the end of your step animation. And so when you're... There you go. Come on, dude. There you go. No, nothing. This is my life. My life is trying to get him to freaking move. There we go. So if you time it right, then you can use crouch to interrupt the stepping animation, and that will prevent you from making the noise that alerts people around you. So you can actually do that to quickly move through, and I'll use that a fair amount as I move, because I generate far less noise. I do still make some noise, especially when I screw it up, but it's far less. All right, so on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not sure what, you know, they have a weird sense of 3, but let's not.
I recall that being like that. Wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't seem correct.
That's the same password on my luggage.
dude. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What kind of
I like the
Kind of combination an idiot puts on his luggage. 1, 2, 3,
Right?
4, 5.
That's right.
same
that's
combination
right.
of luggage.
Man, Mel Brooks.
Isn't that
So,
that's
Rip
like
Axel.
your favorite movie of all time? Isn't it, Lobro?
Yes.
So
So much so that LLB got me the Prince necklace thing.
Oh,
Flamethrower.
nice.
Nice.
Oh, the necklace.
this is the first part where the alien is actually active, and I have managed to pull him and just die like in the middle of a speed run. Like, I don't know what I did different. I don't know what happened. There's many times when I've done this and I've just been running around, making noise, doing stuff, and it's all been fine. And then just randomly one time I was just doing my normal thing, running around, killing time, waiting for the tram, and the alien just dropped down and smoked me. And I was like, what the? So,
So do you not? So is it like not clear what the trigger that makes the alien come out then is?
I mean, it's in theory, it's always noise, but I don't know. I had to have made. I've made lots of noise in this room before and not pulled it, so I guess ultimately, I'm not clear on what it was. I know that as soon as these doors open, then he's pretty damn active. Like you can on Nightmare, you can pull him pretty easy once this activates. So I can hear him in the vent. He's active now. So, but this game is based, like, in terms of survival and in terms of the mechanics, the sound is huge. Being able to hear what the alien is doing, hear where the alien is, and understanding how to mitigate your sound and control that's where all the like almost everything you do is based around sound movement. And that's one of the reasons why when you're just slow and steady and you're just, crouching and moving and stuff, like, you just tend to get from point A to point B and you figure it out. But the game is also designed very much to make you panic and run, and it makes you want to you panic and you're like, oh, there's the alien, he saw me, and you just turn and you run. And the game put the alien way faster than you, and as soon as you start running, the alien hears you and just runs you down. And it's designed to make you panic like that. So when you had your whole scared people die, calm people live, or whatever.
Calm people live, tense people die.
Yeah, and that's it exactly. Is it's like the calmer you are, the less it really bothers you. So with these guys, you were always concerned about it. They don't actually spawn again until you pick that up. So now they'll spawn back up that top left, but all the time spent like wandering around looking for them and stuff, they don't pop in until you pick up the tuner. Oh.
So can you be killed by like the alien or humans while you're doing the tuner on a door?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, okay. Because there were a couple times where like I was doing it and I was like, man, I really feel like I have to haul ass when I'm doing this, because if I don't, I'm gonna get killed.
Yeah, and they can kill you on a computer too. What were you saying, Libro?
Just a smart-ass joke comment that I've already forgotten about. Nothing important. It's accurate though.
My internet died on me, so
Rip.
Yeah. You guys all have a great night.
You
and
taking
have
off?
fun. Oh, are you kidding me?
We
Nope,
appreciate
I'll be back
you.
In a second.
Oh, okay.
I'll be back in a second. It just loaded up again. I know.
Oh, good, I
Literally
got a fire.
as I hop on to tell you guys, hold on.
God, do I know how that feels.
So the main differences between Nightmare and the other difficulties. On Nightmare and Hard, the alien is dramatically more likely to check inside vents or under tables. In Medium, it almost never does that unless you just sit in a vent. You are on a timer, so if you sit in a vent for long enough, then suddenly the alien will get like, all right, time's up, and you'll hear it run off, and then next thing you know, it's in the vent with you saying, howdy do. You happen to know this quite well.
Happened a couple times on my playthrough.
Yeah,
Yes, indeed.
I recall that. But the main differences are the itemization. There's just far fewer items for me to pick up. And sometimes when I go through, it's tougher because I need a certain amount of flares to make everything work. And I might not find, like it's randomized. I might not find what I need.
Oh, it is like gear drops are random?
Yeah. So
wow.
I have Let's see if I can remember how to do this because it's been a half minute. Okay, got it. It's like remembering the interface. It's like, do I need to take my hand off the mouse? I don't think I do. But yeah, no, I don't know what I'm going to get gear-wise each time I do it.
Oh, wow.
But,
You're trying to play your hand at the predictions, eh?
Oh yeah, we're gambling.
We
gambling, huh?
Yeah. Got a long-term gamble here.
All right.
I lost Dean a lot of points
180,000
on my
You
second
lost
to last
me
run.
A lot of points.
You
lost
of
all
points.
of us a lot of points, actually.
I did.
Once I remembered that the Anesidor and the Spacewalk were there, I was like, fuck, that's going to take up his entire time. And those are like low threat, like nothing goes wrong. And just, the one face hugger on the Anesidora, I was like, come on, baby, come on, baby, come on, baby. And then you were like, ah, and flamethrower. And I was like, you son of a bitch.
Dude, that scared the shit out of me when that happened. Oh my God. That was pure reflex.
I never quite understood the physics of the alien's tail here getting under her leg right when she pulls back down. That always seemed like it, you know.
I also can't believe the alien didn't see her here.
Well, I mean, she's got some serious plot armor, but there it's like
it's true.
There it's like the tail was under and wrapped around her leg, and I'm like, But so yeah, much significantly, like I cannot stress enough, significantly less itemization. The androids hit like a fucking freight train, and the pistol guys are laser beams. Like the pistol androids are the most dangerous enemy in the game, and then the alien is just a lot more sensitive to sounds. It's just basically always on high alert. When you're on medium or even hard, there's points where the you have a little bit of a moment before the like you can make some noise and then that'll put the alien on alert, but it won't attack until that point. In this case, it's like basically you don't get your screw up.
Interesting.
So I popped a flare and dropped it up there so that the alien would be pulled away. This is a dangerous point. I think we're doing okay. There's a way to do this even like a lot faster, but I'm like, nah. A couple of the things that I do are knowingly slower, but it's significantly less risky, you know, since I'm not like racing a genuine speed run timer and running, you know, doing my splits and everything like that. Like I can go around and cost myself 10 seconds. That's fine, kind of thing.
What's the world record?
It's really hard to define because the game, when it was being speedrun, went through a lot of evolutions of people figuring out how to break it more and more. So I think like if it's like full glitch, like no requirement on missions, I think you can do it in like 15 minutes. Because the end point is very close to like the end mission. To get there, you actually
some kind of
you get the torch and you go through someplace that's like right in that front part. So if you can clip through that, which people figured out how to do, then you basically pop right on through. So it really depends. Like there's crouch clipping, which is what I do to get through doors. Completely legitimately. There's crouch clipping plus VR, or not VR, refresh rate syncing, because the game actually uses your each frame that it renders is how it based on whether or not you're in a clipping check. Like it's a whole thing. So, and then there's tool assist to help with that. So it's hard for me to like answer, you know, like there's a lot of different categories. There were a lot of different evolutions of the speedrun process with it. And, you know, so if you're like just from start to end, breaking the game as much as possible, you can do it in 10 minutes or so. The category that I do is called all missions any %, and then I do crouch clipping. But so I have to touch every mission. I don't necessarily have to do everything in the mission, but I have to touch it and do any certain amount of it. There's kind of some of the more interesting ones. I do love this. Like I like to think. Speaking of watermelons cracking, just imagine that watermelon between those thighs, the thighs gripping down, and just as it goes, the 1, 2, and then just the.
Yeah.
Wow. That's cold.
But
2/3 exactly says you're gonna die.
Maybe one of these days. But
Is the bet whether you'll die at all during this run?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, okay.
that's I would bet against me. just like it's. I think I've only ever had a full deathless like 2 or 3 times.
Come on.
I should have bet. He could have got me back.
Could have gotten you some points.
Could have got me back, man.
1.2 million points online.
Goodness gracious.
Woo!
Thank you everybody for boosting the stream as well.
Be cool if like if the wagers could go toward the boost. Like if you could bet on yourself, like everybody bets in and there's 1.8 million, you're like, all right, so I'm gonna put in on whether. Well, though I guess then you could rig it, but be cool if there was some way to tie those together.
I would never.
mods can't even. We
Yeah.
can't even bet on it, which is upsetting.
That really does suck.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I were to make a prediction for Zine's channel and then predict something, I could always just chalk up on a whole bunch of points.
You know, every single mod would be betting against me completely.
Fair.
They should ever even assign
Very
one
fair.
mod to be like the casino master for that bet. And then
That's what I was thinking.
yeah, like that to me makes so much sense.
Yeah, the
Because
mods,
then other mods can actually kick in. Like,
What are you
how
doing
many
here?
channels have mods that don't have a shit ton of points saved up?
oh yeah.
What are we supposed to do with those points?
Redeem messages in purple. Come on.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Hold on. Where are we?
When you shoot an android, you get a couple of, basically a couple frames of where it won't grab you, and so you can use a single shot as an eye to get some iframes and run past them.
Useful.
How often do I go into the lockers? If I'm in a locker, I've done something wrong.
And by that he means at least once already.
Well, yeah, I mean, okay, never mind. I go in the locker once to fix the camera. You're right.
He goes in for reasons beyond fear.
So, in this, the alien can do some vent grabs. So you do have to be a little bit concerned about vents here, but in general, not too much. But that vent right there is can be danger, sir.
Oh, is there a reason you just smacked that door with your wrench?
I was trying to make some noise. I missed it, but I was trying to make noise to draw that android so he'd go the other way instead of coming down there, but I missed. And I don't know if you heard, but right after I shot, there was the hiss. There's a background hiss of when the alien's like, it's basically like, oh, it's on, bitch. And you learn to kind of hear that even through all the noise. Interestingly, this area right here, this room, and in this, like on this return, the alien seems to be at the basically max. Like this is a something about it. Like you can pull the almost the easiest in the game in this area right here. The alien is aware. And then it kind of goes back to the difficulty level it's supposed to. It does ramp up in terms of how just how close it listens and pays attention as the game progresses. Not necessarily on a sliding scale, but there's like basically like, okay, this is a regular aggro, this is a high aggro. And for some reason that particular room's high aggro, but you just got to be careful in that one little section.
LB wants the cat.
LOB wants the what?
She wants you to point out
Jones.
the cat.
We're well past the cat, LOB. I'm sorry.
I think I didn't I accidentally find Jones in my run?
You can't find him, but you can hear him.
Or like hear him, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember hearing a cat.
Yeah, you can hear him. So we're coming up on medical, and you remember me telling you like medical's kind of a pretty difficult part, and you'll have to, it's gonna bust your balls for a bit. The entire thing of these first few missions are teaching you. The first one, when you get the access tuner, that's forcing you to learn how to work with the humans, and then in communication, that's forcing you how to learn how to work with the the androids, and then this is forcing you to learn how to work with the alien. So each one is you must be this tall to ride this ride situation, so medical is renowned for being just absolutely brutal. And making people rage or just having a hell of a time with it. But there is a secret to it that I'll show you here in just a second, leading up to the grand reveal of medical and how to make it work. At least the first section where everyone gets really stuck.
You met a lot of people in medical, didn't you?
Oh yeah. No. I love dropping in on Alien Isolation streams when people are in medical. This community is built off Alien Isolation medical runs. I mean,
that's how I met him.
Lobro, Widgie, Sage, Angel.
It blew my mind how many names.
The more you get it, I can't remember them all. I've met so many people through that. I mean, and there's quite a few friends who have kind of dropped off the grid, but were around and from it. So. But the alien isn't active until the alarm goes off, so you're free to move about the building.
I need to find a doctor.
Yeah, I about lost my shit when the alien dropped out of the...
This is a pretty difficult clip that I can almost get, but rarely can.
How do we get there?
Oh, there we go. All right. So Kuhlman can sit there and talk and do all he wants. It's fine. We'll let him and Ripley have their conversation while I'm running.
I assume this is partly you figuring this stuff out, and then partly the community figures things out.
It's me applying smarter people's work. I didn't figure out how crouch clipping works and stuff like that. That's where the hell? Okay, there we go. 1702. They did kind of a cool thing with this, but I'll explain that in just a second. All right, so here's the trick to doing this, okay? You see him?
You just run past?
Ignore him. Run. Just run.
You mean don't hide like a bitch under the medical table for 15 minutes?
15 minutes? Who are you kidding? Who are you kidding? An hour and a half?
Minutes, maybe? Yeah.
So the alien is tethered to you, but it's designed, and when it catches up to you, then it basically just circles around you. And that's fine, no problem. But and you have to hide and play around. But if you stay in front of the alien, then it's basically always playing catch up. And so if you think about it like a literal tether, if you stop, then it kind of starts drifting around you, moving around you. But if you're always moving forward, then it's dragging behind you, and the alien just isn't. I'm moving quietly. I'm not trying to pull it, but you can do this whole thing and didn't even have to stop or worry or hide or whatever, So you kind of figure out how to keep the entire speedrun basis is trying to keep the alien dragging behind you and not letting it catch up and start bugging you, because once it does, then and you've got you're in for a bad time.
Annoying. I do like though how they had it so that she attacks other humans on the base.
Yeah.
So
he'll blink here a second, and then I can go. Blink.
There.
You have to go up and look at him for that to happen. But once you see that blink, then you're there. There's a much easier way if you have really good clipping, which I kind of do. I could try it, But there's a much easier way to do this next section by clipping into another elevator, and you skip it, and then there's no humans in the bottom part, and you know it's just a lot simpler. But it's a pretty difficult clip, and I just at this point just don't bother with it. But dragging the alien behind you is the key to all the things. That's, you know, but of course, like I said, the game's designed to make you panic. It's designed to make you want to hold still, hide, get out of the way, etc. But that means the alien catches up to you and then patrols around you, and now you're playing, you know, leapfrog with it the entire time. Is this gonna open? I hit the wrong. Oh no.
So like when you were talking about like aspects of the alien being predictable, is that like part of what you're talking about in terms of like how it's not as impressive as you think, or like what are the actual things where it's like, no, this thing's not as impressive as it seems?
I mean, that for one, you know, like there's certain points where you're like, oh, I just go and do this and that, but really it's just there's a lot of mythology seems grandiose, but you know, I remember hearing rumors about the alien gets harder and smarter and checks on things you do the longer you live, and you know, the more you go, the better it gets, and it learns your habits, and it's like, nah. I mean, it's just it's done really well and really convincingly, but it's still just an AI script, right? So one of the things that was kind of fun watching you was, you know, you were treating it like it was real, and you know, both Ike and I are talking about like, and I was saying like, here's where you can see this script or this action or, you know, trigger, but if you haven't played it enough to start identifying those, then you know the alien looks very natural and is very you know, unpredictable and that sort of thing. But again, as with all things, it's a program, you know, like it can't think for itself, so it's going to be following certain rules and doing certain things. So you don't have to go to Lingard's office. You can skip that little sidestep entirely.
Really?
Yeah, Lingard is not necessary. That explosion, all of that, you can get there. Oh, but what I was saying, they did kind of a cool thing with the passcodes, where even if you know the number, unless your character has seen it in the computer, it will just say, you know, passcode required. So they kind of they outsmarted, or they did the big smarts there, where all right, this is a dangerous part, so I'm going to save there.
So like if you have the codes memorized,
yeah, like I know it's 1702 to get in that first one, but I have to go look at the computer because otherwise it just doesn't even give me the prompt.
See, you're making me think about this in coding terms, how they did it.
Samuels, I've got the meds.
And your boy knows nothing about coding, so I just enjoy listening to people who know coding talk about it.
Yeah, I do this for
Also,
living, so it's really interesting.
Same thing with this. You don't have to go down and find out that the exit's closed. You can, you know, just come here. Because that's like across the entire damn thing.
Yeah, man.
That one was frustrating when I was playing this the first time, and I was like, "You're gotta be kidding me!"
Yeah,
you know?
it's like,
I was
okay.
like, son of a. The alien can't be pulled in this room. It can run in if it chases you from outside, but during this sequence, the alien likes to Vader, what I call Vadering at the vent. You know.
Yeah, I got
that's it right
that
there.
She wasn't gonna come out,
but she doesn't come out in here.
Isn't this the room where you got timed out?
Yeah. I don't remember what it was I said. It wasn't.
I don't remember
it was pretty, like, it was borderline. Like, I wasn't like, you know, how dare you? But it was like, I don't know. That was entirely necessary. But better safe than sorry. Fine, you know.
Yep.
Like, it was fine. All right. So if I can get this clip, then my life is a lot easier. Otherwise, it's a lot more difficult. There we go. That saves you a bit of a trip.
Yeah, no kidding. Jeez. But I'd still be, I wouldn't have even met Axel yet if this was me.
Jump scare coming up, guys. Jump scare. 3, 2, 1. It took me, I think it was 6 or 7 basically 2-hour episodes, I think is what it is. My first run, my very first play of this is actually on YouTube, and I would not recommend watching it.
You got rated with 69.
Justice, that's a nice raid, man. Nice.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Let's go.
Nice.
Thanks for coming over, Justice. Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. One of the little speedrunner tricks I have right now is, you know, the E to use. I have that bound also to my scroll wheel, so that's why I'm able to fill in, you know, where you have to slap E repeatedly. I just run, you know, use my mouse and it zips on up. So that's one of the. That's one of the. That and crouch are both bound to my scroll wheel.
You can fail, and you said you can fail here, right?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, I've seen people fail. For one, you're taking damage from the smoke, so there's you can just die, like just run out of time there. But yeah, you only have a certain amount of time to hit those E's before you'll drop down and die on the fall. The funny thing is, it's been long enough that I don't remember a lot of this, other than it's like I just. As long as I'm not thinking about it too hard, then I just kind of do the right things.
You just know what to do. Kind of funny how that works.
So
well, I'm especially impressed that you're just
think about it. You just stop knowing how to play.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's someone asked me, like, I went to pick up my prescription the other day, and they asked me to verify my address, and it was like in that moment, as soon as they asked me, I was like, I don't know where I live. Like, I mean, you know, I could tell you, I obviously know my address, but you know, they asked, and so it wasn't what I was thinking about. And suddenly I was like, I think I'm here, and she's looking at me funny, like, yeah, I think, sir, you know, maybe you don't need this quite as bad as you think you do.
Or maybe you really
need this, you know. So like it's a little bit that same thing, but it's like, you know, what button do you push to, you know, how do you use the scanner? And it's like, I don't know, it just happens and if you try and think about it, then I have to like take a second and really work it out, because it's just muscle memory and reflex. Also, Dr. Mick, what was with your like aversion to the flashlight? Like, what did the flashlight do to you?
Dude, that is a like, I don't know, I guess I could call it like Orionism in video games. If there's ever a flashlight, I'm not using it. Like, I don't know what it is. It was more fun for me to use the flamethrower for one, but like it just felt more like authentic. But for whatever reason, I do not like using flashlights in games if I can help it. Like, I don't know why. Like, it just... But I managed to go the entire run without ever changing the batteries on my flashlight.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of that.
Did flashlights do something to you as a child?
You know, no. But it's an excellent hypothesis. But no. I have no idea. I just, for whatever reason, I didn't want to use it.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, fair enough. It was just, there was like times like, you know, hey, imagine if your audience could see what you're seeing, you know?
Right? Could
like,
you imagine?
What would it be like? I'm going to save here for no particular reason. So there's a couple guys that are in that front room. If you manage to get past them without them being seen, then the alien will drop down and kill them. If you get noticed or detected, then the alien doesn't, and then you have to deal with them from that point forward. So I did get a clean run by them, and so I don't have to worry about them like I normally would. It's faster to kill him and take the key card than to have him walk.
Ah.
And the alien isn't active until I think it's when I pick up the cylinder, and then the alien reactivates. You can get a couple blasting caps in here, which can be pretty rare if you take the time to go around and grab them. And you can also get a flare here, which is very nice.
Yeah, see, I think I used flares maybe twice in the entire game.
Yeah, you weren't about that using tools life.
That's the other thing is like I prefer to just kind of like, I prefer to just go el natural, just
well,
rely on my.
I'm just saying it's better to practice safe alien, interaction.
Yeah.
So these guys are all dead because I slipped past them without any of them noticing me. You can tell whether they do or not based on some noises that get made. Basically, if there was always that like the alien violin if they attacked humans, and you can kind of hear that in the background if you get by. Otherwise, it's just silent. And then I have to throw a flare in a specific spot and hope that I get it just right so that the humans all leave there. Otherwise, I've got to go a long way around to avoid them. So we worked it out just right. This one's kind of funny too. Under normal circumstances, the alien's dropping behind him and then grabs one and jumps down. But while that's happening, they're not alert. So they're watching that and shooting at the alien right now. And so you just zip on past them, and that's medical.
Run.
Done.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy.
I don't know what my problem was.
Please, for the love of Grindy... Yeah, we should have done it per chapter with the prediction. For the love of Grindylos, die already. Wow, Luna.
Yeah, I tell you, you put channel points on the line, people get nasty. Some of the nicest people in the world get real nasty. They all of a sudden say things like, I wish you'd die.
Yeah, you're like, wow, okay.
I love you. I love your channel. Thank you for all you do. Please die. I want you to just have the worst time in this game right now because I've got points.
Listen, there's points on the line, and I bet against you, so have a good time.
That's right.
Chat's been getting annoyed with me lately because I keep doing double negatives.
We need the transit to get to
And then I'll
HQ
switch up the
next
question. If it's a repetitive question, I'll switch up like certain wording, so they'll end up voting for the exact wrong side that they want to.
Nice.
Which is awful, but come on. I do it every time.
So right here, if you get it just right, you can call the elevator and then remove the brace, and so the elevator's coming while you're doing this. So there's a certain spot where you basically pull this off and the elevator opens for you instead of, pull and then wait. How are we doing? Flare-wise, I need at least one flare, but I think I should have grabbed the other one.
Is the flare for like distractions? Is that what you're wanting it for?
You use it to move the mobs where you need them to be.
Okay.
So like I need the human and I need more importantly the androids, or the android that pops out of here to come over to this corner so I can slip past them.
Got it.
But there's one spot in the basically later on in the game where I need a flare or else I'm in for a much worse time, and that was my last flare, and I might not find another one. At this point I just hope, right?
Jeez. Yeah, that randomized gear, I would have never guessed that the gear was randomized. That's
yeah.
Wild.
So that android's over there just staring at the body off to the side. And then I need to grab the torch, I believe. Yeah. But yeah, mission 17. If I don't have a flare, I'm in. It's sad times. But yeah, a lot of the things that you can get that like the rewires and stuff, they're pretty unnecessary. Like even if you're playing normally, like the rewires, in my opinion, are just a distraction. You can occasionally use one to pull people away to a certain spot, but even then, hey Shovel, what's going on? Hello everybody, how's it going? Shelby, I appreciate you coming by. Hope you had a good stream. We're doing an alien isolation run, and kind of speed running it and chatting with some friends. So come on in, Raiders. Hello, welcome. We're about a little more than a quarter of the way through, about 30%. But hope you had a good stream, Shelby. I haven't seen you for a half minute. Haven't got to play with you for a bit too, you know. But hello, Raiders. I'm Zine. I play Minecraft and Phasmo and Among Us and, well, occasionally Alien Isolation. Happy to have you coming in.
Taylor can't. I can catch the next car.
So you normally come out of this spot and step down, and then you have a couple, like, four guys that come down, and they come around, and if you hide in a locker, then eventually they'll just leave. But what's interesting, and for reasons no one's really fully identified, take a shot right there, they don't come down.
Just shoot your gun and that's it?
Just shoot your gun, that's it. And I don't know, like, I think it's, like, puts them onto, it like, they're not ready for it, they're just bugged in some way. Yeah, it's like, okay. So I did get my pipe bomb, that's an important one. I'll go ahead and try a med kit. In Nightmare, you have no idea how much life you have, so you're kind of unsure on that. And then, yeah, I mean, I've only got 4 bullets.
I actually didn't even pay attention to that you don't know your life.
Yeah, I don't, and the map doesn't work either if I were to bring up the map. That was something that you never really picked up on. So here's the probably the single biggest pro tip in doing the game, like, legitimately and normally, that I can give you. The map is absolute sucks balls, but on your motion tracker, there's a bar that moves around as you turn, and that's your objective finder, and it will actually path you to where you need to go. So you can bring up your motion tracker, you see the white bar at the top?
Yeah.
And that'll show you what direction you need to go, and, like, it'll walk you through the hallway, it'll take you around, so if you're ever lost, that thing will get you there so much easier and better than the the
map I relied on overly.
Yeah, well, I mean, you made it work, right? But the map is just garbo. It's just straight up. It's confusing. It's hard to read. You don't know where to go. The spots are it's blinking in a generic spot that you haven't unlocked. Everything like that. Like, it's just designed intentionally to be bad, and is, you know.
Yeah.
So the objective finder on the motion tracker is far superior.
Stable. Should be walking soon enough.
I kind of picked up on it later on, and it was like, oh, okay, so, like, this thing really is just gonna point me over here, but I definitely did not pay attention to that, especially early.
Okay. So the next part we're coming up on is Mission 9. Mission 9 is a fan service mission where you walk for about 13 minutes. You have no threats, you have nothing there. Since we have played this on numerous occasions, what I like to do, and I don't know how it's going to work necessarily with you guys, if you just want to mute and wait it out or whatever, because you're not going to have
sit back and watch.
You're not going to have the music coming through. But I just fire on some music. We just kind of rock through and see what happens. But Lobro kindly put together a playlist for me and it assures me that it does in fact rock. And so we're gonna go through. We're gonna enjoy ourselves, and then at the end, like once we get to the other side, we'll kind of resume our normal chatting and talking and stuff like that. So
right, see you on the other side, friends.
But
I'm gonna be heading out, so I'll talk
all right.
to you guys later.
Bye, Rachel.
Bye, Rachel.
Good night.
Good night, Rachel.
This is where I would do. I mean, you'd start off with like some AC/DC Thunderstruck, and then go into Sweet Child of Mine, and maybe some Bon Jovi. Like this is like arena rock time. But DMCA made me sad. So let's get out there.
I'm gonna be
All right, guys, we got a walking section. Let's see what Lober's put together. It's good to see you all coming out tonight. I hope you've had a great time. I appreciate you all. Thank you for all the many follows. I see dozens and dozens of them, and appreciate Shelby for raiding over. It's very kind. Juiced is coming over as well. All the different call-outs. We don't really have time to do them with the speed run, and so I apologize there. But I do see them. I will read through them, and I do appreciate very much. This is LeBrock. Dance with the Dead. Where am I? Did I miss my exit? Hello, I'm lost. I've only done this 500 times. I don't know where I'm going. J2 Jerk, thank you for the follow. Bellboy, 231 the follow. True Echo with a gifted sub going out to Carl Deckman. We have the Chatty Cat, Aztecity, Purple T, JC Nilo, Anna Marie MYT, Chanhee Void, Leon Gamer 2, D Guzman, Trissy0928, Princess 070, Blades of Chaos. Thank you guys all for the follows. Sam Cat, thank you for the 16 months. Knox Maelstrom, thank you for the 16 months. Leon Hart, 16 months. Everybody 16 months. You get a 16 months, and you get a 16 months. The Word, thank you for the 200 bits. Arianian? I never know how to say your name right. Thank you for the 11 months. The Word with another 210 bits. Alice's hair gets over her shoulder by clipping through it to save time and animating. Yes, exactly. H2O, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay, dude, give me a boost. Boost me up. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Have I tried Valheim? Oh, has LLB tried Valheim? Anonymous, thank you for the 26 months. What are you going to do with that gun? Settle down, man. I'll hit the button. I was going to sub really. Thank you, Anonymous. Anonymous, thank you for the gifted sub to Skogcat. Congratulations, Skogcat. Bye Guy 209, thank you for the follow. Ash and Sugar 619 for the 21 months. H2O has decided to grace us with their presence after working approximately 15 jobs in one day. Jareth Darkheart, thank you for the raid, by the way. Appreciate it. I hope I didn't just get turned around there. I don't think I did. Hope you had a good stream, dude. Spasmo, thank you for the 200 bits. What category am I running? Any percent CC. Yeah. As you can tell, I mean, I don't take it, like, seriously. That's why I call it a SPEEDISH. What is this song? Takes All Night. Dance with the Dead remix by LeBrock and Dance with the Dead. My speed adjacent run. Exactly. Widgie, 29 months. Rita Pita, think of the 500 bits. This is how you met me. Oh, the fondness. Yes. I love it. Sean, thank you again for the raid. Appreciate you coming over. Hope you had a good stream. Misfit, thank you for the 34 months. Yes, this is your Space Puppy game. Coffee Time, thank you for the 300 bits. Who Girl Blue, thank you for the 8 months. Give me the boost. Come on. Okay, now what next up? Come on, bro. Bruh, there we go. How does it feel to treat me like you do when you lay your hands upon me and show me who you are? Some people might think this is Orgy Blue Monday, but originally it was New Order, I believe. You managed to post a new personal best, got 6th place in the category you run. Nice. Oh, that's full any percent, right? Yeah, I do any percent all missions. But like my category is pretty dead. They've moved on from it. But congratulations on the new personal best. That's awesome. I'm 5th in the world out of 5. It's the second part that I don't like to highlight, but the first part's awesome. How am I? I'm doing well. How are you, Ari Plays? The M3 skipped to M18? Yeah. What's my personal best in this category? About 2 hours and 45 minutes. Normally I play now, I'm about 3 hours to 3.5 hours. I don't play as competitively and as seriously as I used to when I was actually doing splits and doing the runs and stuff. Boom, Zine Stream. How's it going, Swagnetic Pulse? I'm now 33rd in the world. I'll take it. Although I think I'm still 5th in the specific category. The 33rd one it was a more popular category. Just how I should feel today. This is a pretty good version of the song. It's glad to see you play this game. I remember watching you trying to get a record 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah, I still come back to it, but kind of like I was telling everybody else, the DMCA stuff really took a lot of the shine off of it because the whole a big part of it was the music and singing along and the M9 dance party and Sound of Samuels, like just all that stuff was part of kind of the DNA of it. And so while this is absolutely cool and I'm jamming over here, like it's not quite that same spirit, Can't quite get that same energy. Honestly, there's just nothing beating Mr. Mez is someone I met through Alien Isolation. What's up, Mez? There's no getting beating for group fun 80s arena rock. I don't think there's an era that's like that. I mean, this song is bumping, but it's not Journey Don't Stop Believing, like, for a crowd kind of thing. Copperhead, thank you for the 13 months. Jägermeister, thank you for the 14 months. Who Girl Blue, thank you for the 8 months. Lady Dawn, 21 months. Lacho, 898 with the 11 months. Devout Spirit, thank you for the 28 months on the tier 2. It's very kind of you, thank you. Blood Sapphire, 1,000 bits. Amethyst 89, 100 bits. Broken Unicorn, 100 bits. Maverick Gamer, thank you for the 27 months. Tip, 11,100 bits. Diffracted Dragon, 200 bits. Emmy with the 30 months. Zippy's Mommy, 100 bits. Dark Bad Kitties with the 14 months. Tip, 11,000 with another 200 bits. Aggressive Pear, 16 months. Broken Unicorn, 4 months. Bianca May, 9 months. Thank you, guys. Snow beds are burning. Man. Do you think the developers of this game should make a sequel to this game? They wanted to, but Sega, as a publisher, didn't feel like the game did enough to warrant one. Even though the game was fairly successful and was highly regarded, Sega was like, nah. They did end up making a sequel to it with the same voice actors and stuff. It's a mobile game. It's actually not terrible, but it's not the same thing in the slightest. Like, it's very, very different. But it's not terrible. I don't know if I know this one. Sapphire Kala, 19 months. Husker Lover, 18 months. Kiro LV with the 21 months. Zippy's Mommy, 20 months. Cass with the 100 bits. Thank you so much, guys. Oh, that's a pipe. Multitasking. Ecto, thank you for the 400 bits. Oh, that was... I've gone back to yesterday. Guardian, Dr. T with a gifted sub to Neo Gachi. Congratulations, Neo. Guardian, thank you. Kitten Dev with 20 months. Wolf Rico with a gifted sub to Caitlin Koski. Logic with a gifted sub to Mr. Mez. Thank you, Logic. Sensor Wins with a gifted sub to M. Cetra 36. Thank you so much, Sensor Wins. Let me up. Hello? Hello? Thank you. Wolf Rico with a gifted sub to Floaty Unicorn. Congratulations, Floaty Unicorn. H2O, thank you again for the 100 bits. And Treco, thank you again for the gifted sub to Carl Deckman. Appreciate it. I think Lobro, if he wanted to, I don't know if it's shared specifically with him, but he might be able to just post the playlist in chat, the Spotify playlist. An edit reel of Doc being terrified of terrifying things and Zine just jamming and bopping through it all. There's the link to the playlist, guys. Any eyes for Mario Golf release in June? Not really. There is one game, like under normal circumstances, I'm not like really that excited to play like for upcoming games, but the sequel to Subnautica is coming out soon, and I am excited about that one. Do you always respect a streamer that likes to talk with their chat? I mean, what's the point of having a chat if you can't chat with them? No! Fuck. They're making a Subnautica sequel? They've been making it for years, but it's finally coming out. I need a flare! Alright, here he goes. Open up. What track are we hearing? This is Save the Queen by Fury Weekend and Scandroid. So here you back on out and get him walking, and then you can go in and loot. I need a fucking flare. Gonna go check in here. This usually isn't worth it, but I need a flare. I have one. Okay, cool. We got it. Fire! Astrid, I can't believe you got up for this. I'll tell you guys what, Astrid's someone who gets me up in the morning with pancakes and booty. What's wrong, Chibi? What's wrong, Chibi? Tell me your woes. Chibi is long suffering. Can you guys just imagine like being Chibi and having to deal with me for as long as she's had to deal with me? Like, goodness gracious.
You don't know the power
of the dark side. Surprised she's gone this far? I mean, same. I'm more of a crate person. We all make choices, Ecto.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
Fortunately, we might let's pick that one up here in a minute. Hi, how you guys doing?
That was fabulous.
Rock it out.
Nice choices, Lobro. I appreciate it. Thank you. He was
problem, man.
half asleep last night, and I'm like, bro, I've got a task for you. And he was like, I'm up, I'm awake. What can I do for you? I was like, you can sleep. We can wait for tomorrow. Let's see. Okay, Alien is active here.
Now.
Right now.
I did do it right away, and then I went to sleep.
Sir, go to sleep first.
Well, that's my next plan. The baby's asleep, so it's bedtime for me too.
Yeah. Are you going now or?
Yeah, probably a good time.
All right.
Unfortunately.
Well, I appreciate the music and I appreciate you stopping
Welcome,
by
man.
for while you where it's always great to hear you and get a chance to talk with you.
Thanks, man. I love hanging out with you guys, and you'll see me around more. Of
Yeah.
course, so.
Yeah, guys, if you're not following Lobro, you're missing out. Be sure you do so.
Thanks, man. Talk to you guys later.
All right,
Bye,
later, dude.
bro.
Night.
Bye.
Have a good one.
That's a much easier way to do this section, by the way, Ryan. Your whole, go around and wait for everything. That's just whatever.
Well,
You just need to know how to massage the doors right.
But if I wouldn't have done that right, I wouldn't have had that moment where I was literally in plain sight when she came over and just stood in front of me and looked at me, and I was for sure dead. And then
sometimes
wasn't.
it just does that, and you're like, I don't know what the difference was, but I'll take it.
That was nuts. It was the most ridiculous moment.
Is my exit open, Ricardo?
So,
I can't believe how far into this you already are. This is ridiculous.
So basically, again, the game at the end of every rendered video frame does a bounds check. And if you happen to sync your crouching, your crouch interrupts the bound check in the right moment. If you sync your crouching and you crouch at the right amount of time, then you basically skip that bounds check for that frame, and you can move a little bit closer. And if you do that enough times, the right succession, at the right timing, at the right, then you can actually move through stuff. When people do tool-assisted speed runs, they basically lock their frame rate to a point where they literally can just everything becomes permeable basically. And sir?
The frame stuff, all of that with anytime people do speed runs and they start talking about frames and all that stuff and how you skip those, and it's just that's the stuff that goes into speed running and that just always blows my mind.
Yeah. I mean, that's stuff that I wouldn't have figured out. I mean, it's interesting, I vaguely understand it, but knowing how to figure all that out, people much smarter than me in the Alien Isolation speedrunning Discord were the ones who were like, here's how this works. And I was like, oh, I don't know how you determine that, but okie dokie.
Yeah, it's the hours that must go into that.
Yeah.
Just ridiculous.
Well, I mean, and that's part of why it's you're like, what's the world record? I'm like, I don't know, because it's been evolving. It's just literally they were breaking the game as we were running it. They're trying stuff out, they're doing stuff, and they're like, hey, I found a new way to clip out a minute, and to do this, and you're like, oh my god. Plasma torch upgrade required. Sorry, can't read that, and pops on through.
I'm in Gemini. Wait.
All right, so Gemini, where am I? Okay, okay. Sorry, had to remember where I was. I haven't done this for a minute. That poor lady right there, the one friendly human just sitting there, pondering her life, and you're like, sorry, gotta go.
I'd probably stare at the sun too if I was going through that shit.
Yeah. No, I've said before, in the zombie apocalypse, my fervent hope is that I'm one of the first to go.
Yeah, man.
I just don't want to deal with the breakdown of society. I'd rather just be all right, well, I'm tapping out. Good luck. Full SpongeBob. I'm gonna head out.
Yep, I'm out. Agreed. Oh man, this is where I sat under the table for about 20 minutes while she walked back and forth and kept getting brought in by the camera.
I didn't see you do this section.
Oh man, yeah. Wait a minute. Where are you going?
Over here. Where are you going?
Don't you go through the door with the plasma cutter?
Well, kind of.
You go through this door with the plasma cutter instead. Yeah, no. So she came out here. I was under the table.
She
kept triggering the camera, and she'd go back and forth over and over and over and over again. What the hell? This is wild to watch.
All right, so
this went the way that it did for me.
That's the tall neck bug. I basically if you use the torch and you peek at the same time, you can get your character with their head in peek mode locked. and you exit out of the torch thing, and now you're peeking, which is you see further than normal. Like basically you're a giraffe. You know, your head is literally aligned up. So then at that point, if you go to that other door and you look down, then because your head's longer, it clips down into the door, and you can see the opposite side and the brace that's against that door. And because you're clipped through and you can now select that brace, you start the animation, which then moves you, like clips you through the door and now you're on the other side. So that one's like, you know, the door clips are chicanery, but that one's the most shenanigan of the shenanigans.
I mean, I just kind of watched that in my mouth and I didn't even realize it.
Because that whole thing where you go and you enable all those power cells and you do that thing, you run around, and it's all the aliens all up in your business. Like, that's a lot of work, right? So let's just
big giant pain in the ass.
It's just, you know, let's just go straight to you know, K341 or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, let's go straight there.
Let's go straight there. You know, why bother?
Easy.
Efficient, I like to think.
Yeah. Yes. Easy and efficient.
What would I do if I was in Ripley's situation? Well, first off, I'd wet myself. After that, I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I mean.
But the most important part at that point, my goal would be, you know, like, let's find some new pants because I seem to have filled these ones I'm in.
Yeah, I would not survive.
That's it. I can see a power spike. Now, reconnect the lab systems.
This is
seek out the alien.
the what?
Go ahead.
Yeah, let's get this over with. Yeah. I would be too scared to do that. I think you know, normal survival instincts would kick in, but I wouldn't be happy about it. You know.
I don't want to. I never wanted to use these.
I would try and survive, but I'd be grumpy. You know.
Yeah, I legitimately don't think I'd have a shot.
No, I mean, you know, God, like, just, you want to think about, like, how unprepared we are and stuff, though, like, you know, and I don't mean this, like, I 100% don't mean it disparagingly or disrespectful, but you just look at, like, what happened in Texas with a cold spell and us losing power for a few days, and, you know, like, shit broke down, and people, you know, suffered mightily, and I certainly would have been one of them. Sir?
Yeah, I mean, luckily there wasn't a xenomorph running around while all that was happening.
He kind of saw me, but I got out of his view beforehand. But he should be bolting over. There he goes. And he looks at it, he's like, that's a nice light. Let's look at this light.
The lighting in this game has always been the thing for me. It's really great.
75%.
And just the sound is what just blew my mind.
The sound is really...
The sound is, like, insane. I mean, I love good sound design in games anyway, but, like, to have it be as truly excellent as it was in this was just like, wow. Like, now it's like, for me, it's like the standard by which all other sound in games should be compared. Like, the last game that I remember playing and being like, oh my god, the sound in this game is incredible, was Black. On original Xbox.
I think I played like one original Xbox game. I never owned an Xbox. I did end up buying a 360, but I never had an Xbox.
Yeah, the Black had the gun sounds in Black were incredible.
So one of the favorite, I don't know if troll's the right word, but you know, things to point out to irritate those who are easily irritable, is that there's never a reflection on the dome of the EVA suit. And the reality is the game doesn't actually render any of Ripley's head. It doesn't exist. At one point, I got a bug that separated, like, the camera was locked on a save point, but I could move my body around. and you're literally just a torso and a pair of arms and legs. Like there's no upper chest, there's no head or anything. Like the game just doesn't. Oh, I'm an idiot. The game just doesn't. It has no reason to spend the resources to create it, right? Like you never.
Right.
It's first person, so you can't see yourself.
Yeah. What reason would you even have? Yeah.
Yeah. Again, that goes back to you're looking at, they've created this world, but it's a computer back behind there. Oh, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You're gonna get shots. What you gonna do? Sir? No wonder Axel was ready to shoot us. We must look horrifying. Yeah.
Logic, what was the split on the channel point betting?
67-33.
Okay, so 67 think will die.
Yes, think he will die.
They are far. The odds are very much in your favor.
Where do you think you'll die?
Mission 17 is the most likely to die. I've made it through a couple of the more difficult spots, but it can, something can go wrong pretty much anywhere. But actually, it's Mission 16 getting to Mission 17. So, you remember all the humans, the security guys that show up and when you're heading out to contact the Taurans? Those guys will fuck you up, and in Nightmare particularly. So it's either you go slow and you lose time, or you go fast and you're very at risk, because those guys are just a nightmare to try and get past. And it's interestingly, it's not when the alien's active, but it's the getting there before you've activated the alien that they're really problematic.
Interesting. Yeah, because you said they basically shoot like lasers.
Yeah,
right?
the pistol guys, they hit, and you don't. I mean, I have no idea.
Are you a one-hit kill?
Not. I mean, hard to know, but not automatically. But this is an area where it's bad enough I saved, so that tells you something.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But I don't know what my health is. I can pop a med kit, and hope that I can take a tank a hit or two, but that's about all I got. How many missions are there? 19. The 19th is pretty short, though. Mission 17 is considered the hardest.
17. I thought I was gonna break my controller on 17.
17 is rough.
You just have so many tight corridors, so few places to hide. She's like up your ass the entire time. Oh my god. Like where 16 was triumphant, 17 was
Aubrey.
A disaster. That's as close to tilted on stream I've ever been.
Sir, I need you to make a decision. All right, fine. I'll decide for you. Yeah, Mission 17 is renowned for being the hardest in the game.
Not mess around.
And that's what I thought you were going into when I went with the full points. It was Mission 17, okay, and then I saw you head into Anesidora, and I was like, oh fuck, I forgot the Anesidora and the comms walk. Like both of them are just, oh man. So that's where it all went wrong for me.
Well, you know what? I do got to say, you are certainly a honest gentleman, because you said to me when I got there, you were like, "This is a good place to stop," and you could have said like, "Yeah, no, you could knock out the next part," and I probably would have done it. So, I admire the sportsmanship, because I could have.
They're made up internet points. Like there's no reason
exactly.
to give up honor or my integrity over them.
Right, like sell yourself out for channel points.
Like what the hell? Like who the hell cares? I mean, obviously I like playing the game, but it's at the end of the day, it's not really that important. So that guy that I managed to catch there can frequently kill you. He doesn't always spawn. He's actually a low chance to spawn, but because that you get used to him not being there, you come around the corner and he will snipe you. So I got a little bit lucky there that I saw him, but I also used up a lot of my ammo. So, you know, pros and cons.
I hate to hear that.
Ankle grabber right there. You can tell the ankle grabbers because their eyes are still lit up. And as long as you're looking at an ankle grabber, they won't move. It's when you look away. So if you have one that you have to go over, then you can keep your eyes on it and move, you know, like strafe off of it, and it won't ever activate. It's only when you look away that the ankle grabber will go after you.
Yeah, it was either mission 17 or 18 where I realized that at one point there was like a computer and I saw him laying there with his eyes and I was like, oh, I'm not going to walk over this guy because this dickwad's going to grab me.
Yeah, that was 18 when you were trying to dock the Torrens. Or get out to the Torrens to undock it, as the case may have been. All right, so I only have 3 bullets in the revolver. I have 3 bullets in the shotgun. Flamethrower, we haven't used any of. I did actually get a stun, which normally isn't that useful, but could come in handy. We do have our pipe bomb, and I don't have noisemaker yet. And I need stuff for noisemaker. Ricardo, pick your shit up. Let's go. Here, come take the gold star off of him. He doesn't need it anymore. Upgrade yourself. Battle promotion. Let's go. Ricardo's not into it.
By the way, watch out for face huggers, Ricardo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Idiot.
Wow. I mean, how was he supposed to know? Just minding his own business, trying to help you survive, and you're calling him an idiot.
I will say, Amanda tends to be pretty silent about the dangers that she's been facing. Like, I was kind of hoping she'd be like, hey, as a heads up, there's these things that, you know,
well, I don't know.
will latch onto your faith, man.
Amanda doesn't know about one at this point yet.
Wait, is that... Oh, wait, does Ricardo die to a facehugger before?
He dies to a facehugger, but, I mean, I don't know that you necessarily know that...
Reactor. That's
like,
the first time.
Yeah, you know, there's points where you're like, you know, you know what's happening, but I don't know if Amanda necessarily knows enough to warn and say, hey, look out, watch out, whatever. I don't know whether he's, like, is aggroed or not. He doesn't seem terribly aggroed. He heard me, but he didn't spot me. With both the alien and pretty much all the mobs, you have a quarter to a half second of grace, like getting spotted before they'll like really react. And so, sir, this is about the worst spot you could be. Gotta go. All right, we're good. There's a few times where I've seen people, in fact, it was you in medical when you moved into that and you managed to get into that locker. Like you moved in such a way that you just kept breaking line of sight just enough.
Yeah.
And then triggering the alien, but breaking line of sight to where it was like you pulled off a freaking miracle that you could have never.
Oh, dude, that was ridiculous.
No one could have recreated that. If they tried, and you just had this like perfect zigzag that I was like, oh my god, he lived, like son of a bitch.
Hey, dude, that was nuts.
But I do have to give like major props. I could bounce without saying anything. I do have to give major, like, you just kind of have a pretty innate like ability. Like, you picked up pretty quick. Not necessarily you didn't know why you were doing stuff, but you were like, I'm suspicious of this, and it was like, yep, be prepared, you know, to a point where a couple things, like I was telling you, Ike was like, someone spoiled that to him. There's no way he guessed that's how that works.
I think probably my favorite call or like thing was when I said, like, this motherfucker's gonna blow up the like, he's gonna nuke this thing and he's not gonna care, and like, that mission that was so ominous, and then like he did it, I was like, no way.
Yeah, when you were figuring out what Marla was gonna do, and I was like, yep, that's exactly what's gonna happen.
I was definitely proud of that one.
Used to watch my streams when your anxiety was actually horrible to even leave the house. And here I am, still watching, able to leave my house and be so happy. Thank you for being here. I'm happy to hear that you progressed so far, Nicole. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's not easy to, I mean, particularly with anxiety, it's not easy to overcome and to get past that and you know, make progress. So good on you for that. And one of the things, I mean, I realize you didn't, but one of the things that I see in comments like that a lot is where they're like, thank you for helping, thank you for getting me to do this and that. And I want to be clear, like, you guys are the ones that choose to help yourself. Like, we can encourage you, we can tell you should, you know, kind of maybe give this a try, give you ideas, but ultimately you're the one that stands up and takes action and makes your life better. So never take that credit away from yourself and give it to others. There were so many times when you should have died, Dr. Mick. Yeah.
I understand.
He just likes to screw over the prediction people, and it's fine.
I got lucky a few times.
I mean, like I said, you know, I'll give credit where due.
Yeah. I mean, I was playing it conservatively as shit though. Like that's the thing. My whole mindset going into it was, I'm gonna play this the way that I would play this if I was actually here.
Right.
And I learned about myself that I would absolutely 100% die in mission 17 because I got really ballsy and
you get impatient.
Yeah, dude, and the part of me that like goes, you know, for broke a lot of times on stuff like came out when I was doing that because I was so confident after surviving mission 16 and I
You got a little
alien put me in my place.
Got a little overconfident.
Yeah. So
this was a no this has got to be I think this is where Victoria timed me out. I think it only happened once, but I suspect strongly it was in this area. Because you struggle bust a little here. This wasn't.
I did, yeah, because
this wasn't your proudest moment of the game.
It was not, because I just like sat. Yeah, no, this was not good.
I mean, you went around all these pillars so many times. And
oh my god, dude! This room,
you just couldn't. I mean, you know, and it's like when you
Is
know,
this the
you
one where
know.
I popped into chat with you and Ika after, and you guys were like, "Jesus, come on, man!"
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh yeah, this was definitely not my finest moment. But I just, of all the pillars too, like it's just. Oh well, that's a way to do that. Okay. That's okay. We can do it that way.
It's a little simpler there.
That's fine.
Having a pipe bomb right there is convenient.
I don't think I used a pipe bomb the entire game.
I mean, it was like your flashlight, dude. I mean, I've seen people where they just blow through items and just constantly, like, anytime they want to move, they throw something and get the alien over to the side. And I've seen people that just go through and never use a thing. And I mean, it's just whatever style, but certainly some of the items are pretty worthless. The smoke bomb doesn't do a whole lot. Flashbang, but interestingly enough, it's the basic flare that's like your big one. You know, that's flares are the gold mine.
It's just so funny to hear, given that I never used them.
Yeah,
I
mean,
never ever.
You know, obviously you don't have to. But yeah, that's pretty much like for pulling the alien. The flare has a radius, and then the noise maker has a larger radius and requires a little bit less line of sight. So you can save yourself, or you can get a little bit further with the noise maker. But really, the flare, like if you're good with flares, like you can control the alien just as much as the motion and all that. You know. The Xenomorph seasoned thermal, I mean, mechanically, yes, but, you know, I mean, I don't, again, at this point, the way that I play the game, I don't really think of it in, you know, what the Xenomorph's actually doing. I think of what the Xenomorph's programmed to do.
Yeah, right. It's not a sentient being
Yeah,
here.
yeah. It turns out it's just a program.
Yeah. Yep. Turns out in the movies too, it did whatever the director said.
I've always like, you know, I mean, I've seen fans and stuff and breakdowns and stuff where they're like, what really happened in this scene off the script of the movie, and how did this all explain? And I'm like, nothing. They didn't write that part. Like nothing. Like I've never been able to get into stuff to a point where it's like, let's talk about how the dinosaurs from Jurassic Park worked out to be this and that when, you know, even though this never made it on screen. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure just, you know, they didn't write that part. But maybe that's just me being uninteresting. I don't know. I think it just wasn't written.
It's not how it was. Yeah, right. It's just not how we do it.
It's your tinge of realism.
That's right.
For some reason, this guy will not follow you through the door. So you fast enough, then you're safe. So this is, you know, Samuels, and I don't want to spoil anything if this is your first time, but Samuels dies. And so for the longest time, what we would always do here is we'd play Disturbed's A Sound of Silence, and we called it The Sound of Samuels, and I'd sing along and ruin the whole thing. But it was a fun time, and I'm very regretful that I don't get to do that part.
So, man, DMCA really did piss in your Cheerios.
On this, it really, like, I mean, interestingly, in everything else, you know, I'd already moved off DMCA stuff, you know, but this was like my throwback, you know, like back in the earlier days when you didn't have to care and, you know, your channel was tiny and so nothing mattered. And it's not like if I had lost the channel, you know what I mean? Like, that'd have been sad, but, you know, now it's like that would be financially ruinous. You know, I'd never recover from that financially sort of thing. So it's a slight difference in how much you have to be careful and whatnot. But it still surprises me how many people still do copyright stuff. I have looked at and kind of considered, you know, doing the second audio channel where it's not recorded into the VOD and doing it anyway, but because as far as I know, they haven't started to do live broadcast DMCA.
Oh God.
But it's also, you know, this is my job, you know, like risking my job for a night. It just...
So you can play a little AC/DC.
Yeah, so I can play AC/DC. It just doesn't seem like the right choice. Interestingly, they give you this whole, like, you know, blue, red, green, etc. And it turns out that it's just literally around the room. Like, it's just one to the other.
Like, that's some of these sequences, it seemed like could have been more complex and it would have made them, like, more interesting. Like, they were fun to do, but it was kind of like, okay, so go around the room, pull these levers, do this thing. Like the one that was intense was in what, like, was it 16 where like you're on the Anisadora?
Yeah.
Like that one was
that got
intense.
your heart moving.
Yeah, but like other than that, it just kind of like was very simple.
Yeah.
With some of these.
And there's a couple different things kind of going on there. Really, I think the primary is just that I'm trying to think of how to phrase it, but there's a couple different points where you can tell very clearly that playtesters had struggled and that they added stuff in to really just kind of accommodate. Like Mission 17 has a save every 5 frickin' feet, right? And you can tell that someone was just having a hell of a time, and I've seen a lot of people that just end up, I mean, they do it, but it's like kind of cheesing their way from one save to the next and just like, they don't really solve it. They just get there, you know? And so there's a couple points in that where I'm just like, I think they made that just a little bit simpler because playtesting became this part's really hard.
Pick up.
Nobody will ever get through this.
Yeah.
I'm here, sorry.
Samuels is gone.
It would be interesting if they did what I think would, or maybe there is this mode. I think there is this mode, but like it would be cool if there was like an Iron Man mode where there's no save stations.
I mean, there's not actually a mode like I can't disable saves or anything, but you know, I mean, obviously you can choose not to go to them, but it does have the this was a fun part to tease you about. At least you made it through that, but at least it's not like you're walking into a room full of gear and equipment that they're loading you up for a big fight, right?
Yeah, like,
oh
this
God,
is a little ominous.
well,
Yes.
it could be worse. They could give you a save state. Oh God. All right, so that should load us. Oh, the revolver ammo, which is good because I need that. So, you know, normally you go into that room first and then you come through here, but using that time is like calling this and then using that time for a speed run, you can do all that while you're waiting for this tram to arrive. So you kind of invert that a little bit and save yourself some time. Have I played the DLCs? Yes. I did the whatever the one from the Alien is, that DLC, Blind on Nightmare, and that did not go well for me. I have a death montage. Well, it turned out that I literally had gotten to where it was undoable. Like, you needed to have some flamethrower fuel when I was out in order to get through a section. And I died about 40 times before going, like, I'm just going to start over and make sure I keep flamethrower fuel to see if that works. And, yeah, that was...
Oof.
But, yeah, it was a little like, really? Really? $49.30.
Wait, oh, the code. I think, wait, 49.30 what?
I'll bet.
It's supposed to go faster if you trigger it before you go through there. You look at that, and then... That's weird. The code's 49.30. Who'd have guessed?
Huh.
Huh.
People in my chat, I'd like notice the code, and I'd be like, okay, like 49.30. And then people in chat would be like, yeah, 49.03.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's a common...
Got me once.
That's a common Twitchism.
Got me one time. I always was I was always afraid if I screwed up a code or something that like there would be like an alarm or something would go off and Xeno would come running out of there, and kind of bummed me when that wasn't the case.
Yeah. So this one isn't timed. The other one is, but you got it on first try, which again I've seen many people not, and then it's just like, God damn, this dude's good at games.
Felt good, man.
This is supposed to be like they geared up to this whole stressful thing. You see the turbine spinning in there, and you're like, yeah, it's only going to turn off the turbine for a short amount of time, and you know it gets the oh god, and you got to run, and you got and it's like the weird. I again, I don't know whether they disabled it or whatever, but as long as you're in here, it won't turn on. Like all the timer is controls the door, but once you're inside, there's no threat.
Huh.
Again, I don't know if that's one of those things where it's like they didn't, maybe they didn't get around to doing it and they meant to, or, you know, like there's clearly several sections where it's like, you know, they were running out of time, you know, they were in crunch time and it kind of threw a little bit of pieces together.
Gotta get this out.
Yeah. The Joe mission where you know M14 right after you where Waits dies and everything like that. That one always bugged me that like all of a sudden the door art changes and you know all the conventions that you've had up to this point are suddenly different and no, hey, let me go. Boot. I got grabbed. Yeah, that one always irritated me. That like, because I got pretty lost in there trying to figure out where to go and what I can go through and stuff. But it's all the artwork, all the way the green light, red light on the doors and everything. Like it's just suddenly different, and you're like, what the hell? So I don't know whether that was an early one that they didn't refine. They ran out of time refining, or if it was a what exactly the reasoning was. But that one mission is different. Let's see, where am I? Okay.
Okay. If I power these up, then I should give me access to Apollo security banks. Honestly, the core.
Didn't I get it? Hello? Ma'am? Sir? I know that. That's why I left. I got the green screen. Oh, apparently I didn't.
God, this is crazy. This is probably like, what, my 8th or 9th run at this point that you're at? Like, or a part 8 or whatever? Like, man.
Well, I mean, again,
it's neat to see.
When you know.
Yeah. I would be curious to see how fast I could get through it the second time.
That's actually why I ended up replaying it. That's not what I wanted. It's faster on that green one to drop out and load another one than to wait for it to go. Because you get one of the 4, whatever, however many mini games just randomly, and so the green one just takes forever. So it's no matter
the
what.
Mini games are random.
Yeah. I mean, you just saw I just canceled out of the one and loaded up the other. So I am not doing great. There we go. Okay. So that's Apollo. So this, to me, is about the 75%. This is the end of Act 3. So the way I see it is basically you have Act 1, which is medical, Act 2, which is getting through Gemini and ejecting the alien, Act 3, which is getting through Apollo, and then Act 4 is finishing. Not to say that that's literally, I don't know if that's how they designed it, but that's how I kind of broken up the game. What mission is this? 14 or 15, I think? Maybe 13, I don't know, somewhere in there. The early teens.
Tough early teens, rough time.
Rough time.
I remember that.
Boy.
I never got past medical.
Well, you have all the tools now, all the information you need. Just run.
Yeah, just stay ahead of it.
Easy. If you're getting tired, this is a good stopping spot, Dr. Mick.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Those little warnings were always very helpful.
I had a pretty good idea of, when you like to tap out and then, near the game. So it was like, here's a good spot. You're not in the middle of anything.
Oh, it was much appreciated.
Probably the one lore thing that just everybody seems to miss is that Samuels is a synthetic. That one throws people off pretty much always, and they only really tell you in one tiny spot, and it's just like, I don't know why they I mean,
I didn't catch it.
But yeah, it's Waits when he's talking to you, and he's saying that he sent him to Apollo, and you're like, is Samuels okay with that? And Wade says, the guy's a synthetic and he wanted to help. And that's like literally the only line.
Yeah, I definitely didn't catch it.
That's interesting. I think that's one of the only times that Joe's not found me. I put down the EMP because there's a worker Joe that's coming after me, but I don't know what he got stuck on, but he didn't actually end up hitting the EMP. Oh, well. Okie dokie.
All right.
No problem, man. I turn on my flashlight so my users can see what's happening. I'm a nice guy that way.
You're pro strats. You're a
visibility
professional streamer.
Damn it. This one's obnoxious because you can clip in and save yourself some time, but it's also E to climb out, and so you've got to stop doing the clip right when you break on through, or else then you just pop yourself back out. My viewers. My users. Yes, my users. They use me. Eye candy. I'm onto your I'm onto your ways, Astrid.
It's the jawline, man.
This is what they tell me. I'd never understood or heard or what, but apparently there's a sharpness there that is considered aesthetically pleasing by some.
It's very strong.
You can get yourself in a bad way right there if you get detected early. They'll stop and they won't go, and that door won't close, and then sad times happen. You basically have to restart. Where did he go? Oh, there he is.
I mean, this seems to be going pretty swimmingly so far.
Yeah, it's gone well. This has been a good run. Hi, how you doing? That's a problem. Sir? We spoke too soon. That was not supposed to miss, and I have no other weapon.
Oh God, are you out of bolt ammo?
Well, you only get the one. Oh no, I have another one. I picked up another one. Oh, life! It finds a way.
When I was in this, when I went down on the reactor and I went to go shoot the guys, and I realized I hadn't reloaded, and that you have to reload after every shot. It's like, oh shit.
I definitely probably in due for another med kit if I can afford it. 6832. This one was always slightly different than all the other ones, so that confuses people. Yeah, I think a med kit would be a good idea. Because, yeah, I was trying to pull out my shotgun, after the bolt missed, and then I was like, I don't have my shotgun. I haven't picked it back up yet. This is a bit of a problem for me, because it's right here. This is one of those, getting your weapons back right here is one of those, they just phoned that in,
they really threw you a bone there.
Well, I mean, it's like, why? Give me a, again, talking about the realism versus not, but give me a reason why your weapons would be at the bottom of this ladder. Yeah.
Just chilling there.
Your shit just dumped right there.
You ever been to the reactor?
Hi, Kiwi.
I did some training in one. Seems like a lifetime ago.
Also, do you think that cough was scripted, or they just was like, no, it's real. It's gave it a little natural. Just leave it in. Yeah, your weapon's just right here at the bottom of a ladder. Why? give me an explanation there, canon folk. How does that one work? Shit can go wrong in here. Who's still in voice? We have Logic, Dr. Mick, and Ecto in voice at the moment.
Chilling.
Hi, back. I'm Zine.
Howdy.
Enjoying watching the masterclass.
Well.
You're the pro to my amateur.
What the fuck? If I die here, I'm gonna be annoyed. Wait, I took a med kit, so I should be okay, but that shouldn't have happened.
I was actually, this was a part that I was going to be very curious to see how you did. Because this part is...
This part's intense?
Yeah, and there's a lot of them, and given the fact that, the ammo situation is the way that it is for you.
I mean, keeping in mind, I haven't used my flamethrower yet. But that will change.
So you're my see. So when people take the GRE and they have the question that says, "Zine or Dr. Mick is to flashlight as Zine is to," people will now we have now assisted you.
Well,
on the GREs.
Yes and no. The main reason I haven't used it yet is because I'm going to need it.
Oh. Scratch everything I just said, chat. This will not be on the GREs. It will not help you.
Yep. Sorry about that.
I am sorry.
If you move in the wrong spot, then you can trigger a lot of these
Second thought,
eggs.
let's not go to Camelot.
Yeah. And now, shit gets real.
Well, don't worry, Chad is already cheering you on to die.
How kind of them.
Don't you do it, Z. Don't you die on me, brother.
I'll do my best.
I almost got through this first try, and I'm really bummed I didn't.
Is gonna potentially boggle your mind. Now, one part that I don't understand is why it is that of all the tunnels and vents and things the aliens can run through, their goopy ones are the ones that they actually can't fit in. This is one of the few This is one of the few rooms in the entire game where you're safe. The alien can't get in here. He has no access. This is probably the most dangerous of the sequence right here. He'll stop there. Okay, the second one went up. That's good. The other one dropped. That's bad. Now I have to make the decision. Do I go for speed or do I play it safe? Shit. Fuck. I died. I was stuck in the animation.
Ooh. Oh.
Sorry, everybody. Stuck in the animation. I was waiting for it, like, come on, get out, but animations are slow. They get you killed.
Do indeed.
I told everyone at the beginning, like, I think I've done, like, a full deathless, like, 3 times, maybe, of all the times.
You did. I mean, you were very upfront about that.
Sad, though. I was starting to believe. I was like, maybe.
This isn't good.
But no.
Makes me feel better about my death there.
Wait, who did the 1.2 million go to? LBN? So you hear right there, I actually intentionally run because the alien's scripted to walk past that. And so I make noise, and it kind of cues in the system, but the alien has to finish its animation before it can come out and go after me. And so I make noise and run right there, and then I'm gone and out of that area, and the aliens then hit that and then go and leave me alone. Like, I send them into the other area by doing that.
Huh.
Oh, Lil Book Nerd. Sorry if you believed. I wouldn't have recommended it. All right. So the other one's not down. Oh, the other one's up. He's walking. Okay, he just dropped. Technically, I got out of the way before he charged, so he stopped and hissed, but I was out of sight by then, and so he'll reset. So your flamethrower death, where you were like, that was bullshit, and it wasn't.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. Yeah, no, it was just because I ran, right? Because I ran to the...
So...
Yeah, like
you,
I think
you
I
basically did
what I
that,
wrong there.
And what happens is when you first hit the alien, it can either it runs through again. It's based off these scripts, right? It either decides to run away, or it flinches and steps back and makes kind of. And if you allow it to recover from that, then it resumes stalking you, and as if you hadn't hit it. And so you hit it, and you waited for that, and then that let it recover so that it then came at you again. And
I figured that there was a good chance it was not bullshit.
So when I attack the alien, it's not about how much flame you put on it. It's about whether you hit it or not and the number of times. So I actually usually double or triple tap them when I hit the alien. Let's see, okay, I do have a bolt. There's a way to do this section, running around and dodging and stuff like that. I've never been that good, so I just kill these guys. It's significantly slower, but like dodging these guys is an absolute nightmare. So, but this also
seems like it would be a mess.
This also goes back to one of the things that one of the post-game conversations we had, which was shoot them in the head. I don't know, you, Captain Shotgun Body Shot over here.
Yeah, man. Everything I've ever learned in a shooter went right out the window.
See, I missed the headshot there and cost me an extra. So, okay, I do have 4 shots still, so I should be able to kill the last one. But it is hard to aim with the thing jerking you around. So you should be able to get them in 3, but if you get dead-ons. But when you're right next to that lightning bolt, it's like zot, 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 and you're like, I can't do a damn thing. I always hit escape, and that, technically kills your time and ruins everything, but I actually want Q. Can't remember, is this one active now, or do I come back to this one later? That one's... Now I hit this side, and then I go to that one. It's been a half minute. It's been a minute! Purge, purge!
I loved the sound design in this part.
It's a little confusing on why it's so wet and down here, but otherwise, I mean, it's pretty cool.
This is what she's...
Wow. Minding my own business, and then like, wait a minute. That son of a bitch right there. This guy. It's coolant? Yes, because when I want to cool a reactor, I just splash it into the air.
Yeah, right. yeah, dude, I don't know how many reactors you cooled.
I mean, this is based off the Fukushima model or something, I don't know.
Certainly sound design.
Actually, as long as I'm killing time... Wait, did I... Noisemaker. Okay. I was nervous. All right, medkit. If I were better, I wouldn't have had to do any of that, but I did. These guys will eventually just catch on fire and burn if you wait for them. So Don't have to worry about any of them. The second wave spawns, I think, after you start the you do the second purge, but once you fire off the one that you kind of run back down and do the center pull on, then they're on a timer before they just all burn up. Yeah, that reactor has a moist undercarriage. Very moist. Who is it that won't let you say that? Is it K-Girl?
Yeah, it's K-Girl. K-Girl gets not happy.
Oh, you on a 50-50 split now for another death.
To remove it from being allowed to be said on stream.
So wait, you guys are now betting more that I'm going to survive? I would probably still bet against me. I probably still would have gone that I'd die. Simpology doesn't enjoy the moist word. I mean, he's Irish. Who pays attention to him? Jump scare. Peekaboo. Now, here's one of the, just eyebrow-raising parts of the game. You've just, irritated all the aliens. They've just scattered around. You've seen several different xenomorphs running around. So, naturally, once this door opens, you can't pull any.
Naturally, yes.
You'd kind of think that they'd be a problem right here. Nope. Nope, no problem.
They're just hangry. But, like, if they're hangry, they want to eat you. Never mind.
And you are flying.
Their preferred food source would be your own body.
You know what they enjoy eating is, let's see, let me look on the thing. They enjoy eating you.
You are delicious.
You are on the menu.
It is
all right, so
fine delicacy, believe it or not.
We have our flare, we have our noisemakers. So itemization-wise, we got a good run. Derped up on the animation death. Sorry to everyone. Probably shouldn't have. It was one of those. It was like, do I risk it or do I play conservative? And the whole point is, be a little bit more aggressive than Dr. Mick over here. So.
A little bit. Just a little bit, though. I mean, you can barely tell the difference.
Just push it just a little bit more.
Oh, my God.
But for as much as I've played this game, for as much as I've seen it and watched it, it's still, there are still times I don't have that much free time in my life anymore, but there are still times when I'll be up in bed just waiting to fall asleep, and it's like, pull out my iPad, open up Twitch, and I'm like, well, it's too late. None of my normal people I watch are on, so let's go look in the AI category, see what's happening.
People are still playing it.
Yeah, and or now in this area, you very much can pull the alien. This is a pretty high aggro area, but. Yeah, and, same for when it's like raid time and I look and, none of my usuals are on. I don't see any real targets. So, hey, let's go make someone's day over an AI, I've met many friends, many friends there.
Yeah, I did. And like I think I said this to you, but I didn't know that. And so it was really cool, like, when I started playing it, because I randomly started playing it because my wife and I watched Alien, and I was like, hey, Sean has that game in his Steam library. I'll try it. And, to hear that, so many people here are connected by that game, and then to, play it and kind of have so many of those people stop by for it was really a neat experience.
You're like, I was not expecting to tap into a network here.
Yeah, wow, I've really done something here.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite experiences, and is very much part of the DNA of my channel. I do it rarely enough now that I think there's quite a few people in the channel that are like, why is he playing this? Or don't, you know, that don't have that foundation. But all the OGs in chat, they're like, you know, I mean, I see people in chat who I haven't seen for, you know, months since last time I did it in June last year. And it's like, you know, great for them to, you know, happy to see you. Thanks for coming by. But it's very much part of the evolution of my Twitch. And so the thing about it was, and it's stupid, but it really is, I had a couple streams to try and just kind of test it out. So technically I played some stuff before this, but really this was, I asked the viewers, and I was like, you know, what should I play AI, because it was kind of the hot rage at the time, and I didn't want to, because I don't like being scared. I don't like scary movies. I don't like scary games. It's not my thing. I don't like being scared. My older brother, when I was growing up, would scare me with his movies a lot. It and Aliens was a big one, but those are the two that jump to mind. And I've always had a really active imagination, and so falling asleep has always been difficult for me. So get me something scary about. I had a hard time with Jurassic Park for a long time. You know, I mean, and so I never really liked being scary things, but. So I was like, we can play these games or we can do Alien, and you know, I was like, I don't really want to, but if people want me to, okay. And of course, chat's like, you know, sadists, and so they're like, absolutely, you know, you don't want to do this? Perfect, let's get it done. You know,
I got something for you.
I got something right here for you. And so let's see if we can save ourselves a lot of time. This is a difficult one. Oh, yep, we got it. So we don't have to do the engine.
Oh, how nice.
That's nice. You can actually, as you've seen, you can melee the face huggers if you hit it right, but it does cost you some life to do so. And if you're out of life, then you go for the melee, even if you time it right, and it'll hug you. So it's faster or saves you fuel, but instead you spend it on life.
Hmm.
But I didn't want to play it, and then played through and did my first one, and that's what's on YouTube. And again, don't watch. For the love of God, please don't watch. I finished it, and I ended up really enjoying the game, obviously, and having fun with it. And I finished it, and then I was like, I didn't know what else to do with stream. Like, you know, I mean, I'm just this new guy. I've streamed maybe 8-10 times now. You know, like, I didn't know what to do, and this game was working, so I was like, fuck, I'll play it on hard or Nightmare, you know, like, let's try it again. And then so I played it on Nightmare and realized it's a completely different experience through Nightmare versus going on Medium. Like, kind of like I told you the other day, you know, on Medium you're like, wow, look at the atmosphere, this is amazing, this is scary, let's check out the sound, like, everything about this, look how beautiful it is at these windows, you know, like, just wow, look at this game. And Nightmare is, oh fuck, you know, like, the Alien is so much more on your grill, because you don't at that point know the mechanics that well, or, you know, how to avoid it and what's going to change. So, but eventually, you know, I finished it on Nightmare, and then it was like, well, I still didn't know what to do with stream, and, you know, starting to get a little bit more confident at streaming, but, you know, so I was like, well, I've played through it, and I've been still having fun with it, so now I want to try doing it kind of as, you know, having learned everything I know, how fast can I do it? And so I kind of, you know, without any speedrun tricks or anything like that, just literally what I'd learned in the game, I tried, you know, kind of moving through it as quickly as possible, and experimenting to see how well I could do that. And while I was doing that, so I listed it as like a speedrunish, kind of like I did now, speedrunish Alien Isolation. Gentleman by the name of Revis, thwack. Do you want to break a skull? That'll kill a man. There's no getting back. There's no getting back up after that.
And she just like wallops him too.
But he was an actual speedrunner and started like kind of talking to me and saying you can try this, or, you know, and eventually he was like, well, hey, if you're interested, you know, here's a Discord. And I joined the Discord, and through that kind of got integrated into the community. And at that point, picked it up and started doing, you know, got into the actual doing splits and you know, recording times and all that, and you know, not really competing because I'm not competitive enough to like really compete, but you know, kind of doing my own thing. But that's where I kind of tapped out, was when it's like, once you get to the point where it's like you're trying to redo stuff and it's like, I'm redoing this run because I missed 2 seconds here. Like, I'm just not competitive. I don't care, you know? Like, it's just, I can't find it in my heart to be like, we're doing it, you know, we're starting over. And the other thing that kind of was different for me, and it kept me from getting too into it, was I was streaming at that point, and I was kind of figuring out how to be a streamer and how to entertain. And I knew that, you know, like, while there would be people who would watch and stick around watching me work on these things, the reality is it was much less entertaining to be doing the same section of the game over and over. And I'd started at other games, that sort of thing. So ultimately I got to where it was like, I competed for a while, got to my personal best, and then things kind of evolved, you know, and changed. And so it would be like, I'd have to relearn how I do sections, and it changed the time. And I was at 3 hours, which I really liked because that was just about right for stream time, and you know, all these kind of different factors. And I just kind of I was like, all right, I'm a filthy casual again. But I left this and then went into, I think, Amnesia, and then after Amnesia, Outlast, and just utterly disappointed with those games. Like, this is adrenaline horror, where those are psychological thriller horror, and it was like, you know, there's a couple moments where your heart beats fast, but really it's just supposed to be unnerving, you know? Like, they're doing this, you know, demonic imagery or torture device and stuff, and it's creepy, and there's this naked guy chasing you, and it's like, it's all about being in your head scary, but not, you know, like
being
you are
being
terrified by this alien, because that's really one of the most, like, things about this game. It's just, even when the alien's not on the ship and you don't necessarily realize that, you always feel hunted. You are always the prey being stalked by that thing through the entire game. And so I was, you know, I know a lot of people are like, oh, Last isn't that bad, and I mean, you know, but for me it was just like, man, doing this first, and then if I'd have played those first, then maybe, but doing this then going to those, it was like they were pale substitutes of what this brought.
Yeah, see, I played Outlast first, like that, and I remember playing that game in the pitch black with my roommate in grad school, and we would like freak out while we were playing it. But I mean, I agree that, like, if I was to play that again after playing Alien, I don't think it would have the same effect on me.
Right. So this is one of the areas I'm more likely to die in. This whole U sequence back and forth here is pretty dangerous, and I've never really figured out a good way to do it all. It really depends on where, because they have like a couple different, like that guy's down there now. They have a couple different spots that guys can spawn in, and so you can play it slow and go around kind of like you did, and try and avoid everything, or, you know, just try and figure out what to do. But the more guys you get killed here, the less you have to deal with later, so you can also go Rambo style and try and get through. But there's a lot. Let's try an EMP over there, see. That gets us past anything, or if we're gonna get shot. Okay. Oh. Gotta go. This guy's got a shotgun, so he's not as dangerous. If he had a pistol, then he'd be very dangerous there. And there's a guy with a pistol in that room, but that means that 2 of them will be dead when I come back. So that's good. And we did okay there. We took a little bit of damage, but nothing too bad. And then we have the walk.
The walk.
Never understood the lighting on Ricardo's face right there. I don't know if there's a bug or what, but Ricardo's not looking too great in that shot.
No.
And it's always that way. It's always been rendered every time I've ever seen him in there. Okay, so get the door for me. Thank you.
All right, it's like less talk, more open the door.
Just push the button.
Just come on.
So when you come back this way, you hear clanking over on the left here.
Sure do.
You didn't look, but if you actually glance in here, you can see the alien crawling through the vent, and then that's the alien.
Really?
That's the alien that pops up there. But you can literally see it crawling in there.
Oh, that's badass.
It's pretty cool in a like yipe sort of way. Let's see. Okay, I do have Molotovs. This is always a bit of a... Depends on where they spawn. That guy frequently lives, but that's okay. There's resolutions to that, and it's called a gun.
That's right. How we get shit done in Zineland.
You know, I mean, I feel a little bad being proactive on the whole murdering them, but, you know, they would murder me, so it's fine.
Yeah, right. They wouldn't hesitate, so you have to show them.
Well, technically they did, because he looked up, and, I mean, so technically they would hesitate, but, you know, I didn't.
That's right. That's right.
They were tense. I was calm.
That's right.
In true Dr. McFashion, they were there, so it's an act of aggression.
Yeah.
You're damn right. You're damn right it is.
They had picked a different spot. Wouldn't be an act of aggression.
That's exactly correct.
It's preemptive self-defense. Exactly. You get me.
I mean, if I know somebody's gonna punch me, I can be ready.
Yeah.
There's utility to that.
I like how I went from 4 to 7 with my ammo there. I'm not entirely sure, but okay. I'll take the extra. I was like, how much ammo do I have? 4 bullets. Okay. And 7 bullets. You're taking that? It's yours now? All right, Nichols.
Thank God. Ricardo.
You do you, man.
You do you.
Check. I'm going outside.
I like my alien like I like my Minecraft hostile mobs on peaceful mode. Fair enough.
To each their own.
I like my women the way I like my coffee, with a spoon in them.
Ah.
Covered in bees.
I was about to say, I thought being covered in beads is it.
Pinky's out.
What's up, Passamio?
This is unbelievable.
What's
you were
that?
not kidding. Like, you were at 2.5 hours, and it seems like you probably have, like, what, 20 minutes left?
30. This has been a pretty good run. I've been making pretty good time. I did have the one unnecessary death, but otherwise, things have been going pretty well. Which resulted in 1.2 million points being paid out.
Yep.
The one thing, I think you did it naturally, but I wanted to warn you about was when you come back in, because things get pretty real pretty quick on the way back in. I wanted to be like, hey, take your suit off, then save. Don't save and then take your suit off. That gets really obnoxious. Because then you load the save and you have to take the suit off, and then you die, and then you load the save, you take the suit off. And so, but I was like, he'll figure it out. And you took the suit off, and I'm like, oh, I should save.
Yes.
You never really never really picked up the meep nomenclature, but people in chat did, and I appreciated that.
Yeah, people in chat said meep a lot.
Yeah, it was the meep. They beep. That's what they do.
And they're very helpful.
Yeah. This is another spot where I'd kick on like maybe Walk the Moon, you know, Shut Up and Dance or something, and get a little groove on.
You hear that, DMCA? You suck.
I mean, I've told chat, like, if you were to give me an option where it was like $100 per song and I could have the rights to play them, like, there's probably a couple songs I would pick up, like
100%.
You know, like I would be willing to pay money, but I literally have no way to pay money to do it. You know, that's
even if it was like you could buy it for like a night.
Yeah.
Like even if it was like okay, so pay $5, you can use the song tonight.
I mean,
like
pay 50. Like, I mean, not to say that I want to pay more, but like, it would be valuable to me to throw some bills down and be able to have that access.
100%.
Yeah, DMCA is just a tool. It's not. DMCA is fine. It works as expected, and artists should be paid for their work, like 100%. I want them to. But there is a certain amount of abuse and you know, lawyering that goes into it from certain industries, like the recording industry, that give it a bad name and make it difficult to be compliant. It's intentionally confusing because then they can, you know, claim damages and all that stuff. You know, the fact that you have the fact that you need to obtain a mechanical license to be able to scrub back and forth, and that it dates back to when they were on physical medium with records and tapes, and being able to rewind and what, like, dear God.
Yeah.
You know, I need a sync license, I need a mechanical license, and I need the song rights license, and blah, and oh my God. But, you know, if you had the rights to it, then you'd need, you know, there'd need to be some mechanism in place for Twitch to be able to verify before doing their mutes, before, you know, whatever it is, the third party, because it's not the actual music industry or publishers that are running that. They just subcontract out to other companies. And they would have to have the ability to check on a real-time basis of whether you've purchased the rights for that night or actively, like, the technological background that would go into providing that is significant, but it still all just basically amounts to one big fuck you to people trying to, you know, who want to be compliant but yet still have the possibility to do something without paying $100,000 to, you know, because I'm not a studio licensing an actual, you know, for a movie or something like that.
There's also, I mean, I play, as many people who watch me know, I play the Midnight in the background of my streams all the time, because the Midnight very explicitly said, like, we're not under DMCA, play our music, whatever. I've had so many people say they started listening to the Midnight because they heard it on my stream, and it's like, it just seems like a smart decision for people to have their music played, because I agree, like, you should get paid to have your music used for entertainment purposes, but like, there's just, I don't know, it just seems like it can also not be great for artists.
Yeah,
in that way.
I mean, there's a line there where it's like, you know, again, you know, paying your artist an exposure, right? Like, that's not that interesting to them. But at the same time, when you're trying to get known, exposure does have a value. It doesn't pay the bills, but it does have a value. And you're not going to get, like, real financial value out of little, you know, streamers, and even larger streamer sizes, like, you know, 5,000 people watching at once. Like, you're still not going to get, like, that much financial value out of it. But you can have your music exposed to quite a few people where you have a much more significant possibility of increasing your fan base and all of those different things. So, you know, it's always a back and forth on terms of that. But I agree that, you know, I think without Fixed doing what they do, far fewer people know about Scandroid and Scandroid, you know, is fairly popular and Cell Dweller, but you know, Assenger and LeBrock and Ace Marino.
I learned of LeBrock through Fixed.
Like, you know, all these different bands who do great stuff and have great music, but you know, the indie labels have kind of like, yeah, play our stuff, do it. You know, Gunships come out and said, you know, go ahead, that's fine. We don't run it, but. You know, I don't really see Sony coming out and saying, yeah, go ahead, it's fine. You know, BMG's not going to hop on board and be like, let's do it. The other thing to remember is that, you know, the music industry was dragged to the MP3 digital music kicking and screaming. They fought about it, or they fought over it tooth and nail until Apple basically strong-armed them and made it happen. And the reason we have digital music the way we do is because of Apple, and that was a whole huge big thing. So if you remember when you get up here and Ricardo dies, then you step in and suddenly there's a burst of atmosphere and the alien starts. And you're like, oh man, oh no.
Yeah.
And it turns out that while you're walking along here, you can actually see somewhere the alien walking across. Oh, there he is. You can see that's the alien that's going to drop in. And you can. That's the window. That's the big.
Awesome.
That's the big bay window. You can see it hopping over, and
holy shit, that's amazing.
Crawls over there, and you kind of lose sight of it a little bit, and then when you come in here, the reason there's that atmospheric effect is because it's bursting into the room from space.
That's badass.
That's something that a little Easter egg that not many people catch.
I certainly didn't see it.
Attention to detail.
It's a little kitty. Interestingly, it moves like a mouse to me. If I like most people when they think
it looks like a rat.
When people think of mice, they think of the you know your pretty stereotypical. But there's a field mouse that's like a little ball with just a long tail. I mean, it's just a little tiny thing, and that's what it reminds me of when it's moving across there. But yeah, you'll note I take off suit then save. This ain't my first rodeo. Quick. So with those humans already dead, that means that what I can do is I can get the alien's attention while this door is locked, and the alien can't path to me, but it wants to, and so it jumps up into the vent and then bugs out for a few seconds. But if those humans are there, then it just chases the humans around. So you pre-kill the humans so that you can get the alien's attention right here, and then the alien's like, hey, I'll get you, but that door hasn't unlocked yet. And then it hops up, and the door unlocks, and we outie.
Huh.
That said, I have had it drop right there at an awkward time. But that's why I pre-kill those humans. It's entirely so that spot right there is a lot easier to go through.
That makes sense.
What I'm thinking of is a vole? Maybe. I think there's just different types of mice, but maybe a vole.
A vole?
Yeah.
A vole. V-O-L-E?
V-O-L maybe, I think.
And then that's the alien that actually comes down here and steps out. And is the one that also chases you around over here.
Oh no, V-O-L-E.
V-O-L-E.
That looks like a gerbil.
So this spot, fairly stressful, but we did kill a couple of the guys, so that helps me.
I got so lucky when
You blew past this, and I was like, that son of a bitch. Like,
I got way lucky here.
This part can be pretty tough. I also did it. I mean, I did it at the ideal. You know, the guys we killed were the two that could really alert and cause problems, and so I was able to just run on through. But this is the start of mission 17. This is where shit goes south.
Yes, in a big way. Oh man, I just felt my blood pressure go up even just seeing this one start.
Thank you to Word for the 100 bits. 1851, isn't it?
That actually sounds right, yeah. There it is.
You don't belong here. Move along. That's right.
Suddenly the save stations are a little bit more used than before.
They really are everywhere too. That for me that was one of the indicators that shit was about to be crazy, because I was like, okay, there's like a lot of them.
Yeah. Whoo, that was close. I missed my my melee. Sir? Alright, now I gotta get past the guy shooting at me. And the alien's about to drop in like 5 seconds. Okay, that's fine. Still have a decent flamethrower. Reloaded. Now that guy's dead. I have a noise, so I can med up here. Crystal, thank you for the 200 bits. And Sadie Bells, thank you for the 200 bits. That was a pretty close thing on that face hugger. That's about as close as you ever want to get. Back off.
And the elevator. I also kind of like, there seemed, this is where I think I realized that is this the spot? Where like it was really helpful to know, like, or like, to have the motion tracker tell you where to go, because you could go into a whole bunch of areas that you don't really want to go into.
I shouldn't miss that, but I did. I got stuck. Thought I was over farther and was like, okay, let's turn it. That's a wall. Well, this is awkward. Is this awkward? It seems awkward. I like how in all this is E to traverse. Everywhere else it's, you know, climb out, escape, whatever. E, traverse.
Yeah. Traverse.
Like, who uses the word traverse?
You know, sometimes you just
we
wanna
do
go
now.
traversing down a hallway.
I mean,
yes.
Sometimes you got to traverse your way out of an elevator that's half.
Spelunk down the hallway.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that technically doesn't apply because we're not caving.
I put down that noisemaker and that pulls the alien over out of this room. As long as I don't screw up and make some noise, I have a couple, like a minute.
that how long those last?
No, just I mean the alien before it, you know, it's not that the noisemaker sits there, but the alien sits and looks at it, and then
right.
You know. I always hate this spot because there's like a drop right next to you that, again, you're in an animation. If he decides to drop down in whatever instance that you manage to provoke that, you be toasty toasty. That will come in handy here in a minute. And one thing to again remind is, if you missed it or you just kind of forgot, I am moving a lot using the silent walking. So that's one of the reasons I'm able to move faster and not do aggro. Like, it's not just that I'm doing things to keep the alien from noticing me that are almost just habit. Like, I don't even think about it. It just happens. But, you know, I'm actively running to the right, strafing and crouching as I run. That's why Ripley sits there and grunts a lot. See, that was the hiss of the alien hearing you, but it's scripted not to drop here so that you can do the scare.
Ah. Yeah, see, this was so frustrating. The part where she drops down and hisses at you, like, I couldn't get the timing down on hitting her with the flamethrower.
So this is gonna annoy you.
Okay. Oh,
So,
like what you're about to do?
Yeah. So that flare pulled the alien away.
Yeah, this part. What?
So it's in an animation, it's locked, it's going to move and do, but you can put the flame on it so that when it comes out of the animation, then it runs. And because you're in the animation with the door thing, it pulls you behind it, so it doesn't run into you as it escapes. That's one of those, you know, there's no way you'd know kind of thing.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'd never, but still,
yeah.
it's like watching it is like, oh.
Hey.
Okay.
Fine then. Yeah, that's fine.
Nice.
That's just fucking great for you, isn't it?
That's lovely.
I'm so happy for you right now.
So happy for you. Wow.
There's a lot of love being felt.
This is probably my most tense moment coming up here. My heart rate is accelerating. And I am pushing on the keys as hard, like my fingers are aching with how hard I'm pushing on the keys. This fucking corridor right here.
Break speed runs?
There's an alien drop that's just to the left, and it just, you hear it, and every part about you clenches because I can't stop it. Sometimes it happens, and sometimes it doesn't, and it's like, ah, like literally that tube right there is what I dread the most in the entire game.
Wow.
Like, we made it through, but I've had that go bad enough to where it's just like, like that. Now my heart rate is going to go down from that point. That was peak heart rate. What's up, Toads? How you doing? Hello, everybody coming over. We're doing a little bit of alien isolation. There's no alien in this area, which is weird, but okay. I think it's just literally this area is not designed and built to have the alien running in it. But yeah, that part is very stressful because you hear him drop behind you and you're just like, oh God, everything's bad, nothing's good. So this is the starting area, and this is the door that if you're doing like, you know, any % speed runs, you clip through this door, and you know, so you go from, like, if you remember, like the luggage area, and then that leads into this hallway. If you can clip through this door, then suddenly the game's 5 minutes long, you know?
Jeez. And it's really like you can just do it. Like, you're just like, okay, cool. Like, the game's just like, yeah, cool. You did everything else leading up to this.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's certain things and steps that I know that you can, like, the game requires to trigger to the next portion, but I don't. But they figured out all the soft locks, and so you do. I never really did that run, so I can't tell you whether there are in that particular one or if it's just, you know, like how difficult or not it is. But so while they're talking, there's no the alien's not active until you finish. So I pull out my gun while they're still in the chat and shoot the ankle grabber. Now I don't have to deal with him. He's dead. And I used that dialogue as cover for that to happen without the shot pulling the aliens.
Huh.
Good for you!
Hear that, chat? Hear what happens when you chat? When Zine's around?
This guy did not live?
No.
This whole area is kind of a clusterfuck, but it's also somewhat forgiving. My biggest concern, is not having enough fuel at the right moment. Because I need to have enough fuel for 3 blasts in order to have everything go right. And I couldn't tell you how much specifically fuel that is. I mean, I'll use as little as I can, but if you get to that 3rd blast and you don't have it, that's awkward, you know.
Yeah, man.
The alien,
I hate when you put 3 blasts in and there's nothing to show for it.
The alien is running at you, and you're just sitting there with your gun clicking at it like, hi.
Yep.
I almost pulled the alien there. I don't know if you heard the clanks, but that was the you done fucked up and we heard you, but not enough consistently to pull. It's the one more and you're done, and we're gonna arrive, but I got the warning clank. One has to wonder why that door was open. Well, let's see how we do.
Uh-huh. The balls on this man to just run right past him like that.
Nope.
I freaked out when I realized there were 2 there.
I ran out of fuel. Did you see me run out of fuel?
I did.
So that means I got to play this a little bit slower because I don't have enough fuel to. That should be enough. Oh, was I not reloaded? Oh, you duck bag.
Oh.
Oh, man.
Amateur hour over here.
Amateur hour over here.
Oh, jeez.
Preventable death. That was on me. Man, there's a lot of people really happy I died. Probably some that are unhappy, but...
I wish you would have reloaded your sword.
49 to 51. That's that was an even split. No reflection.
None.
Surely he can't die again.
It scared the shit out of me when that happened. That's a big bet on Xeno if somebody thinks you're gonna die again.
Yeah.
Big payout there.
Did they do a new one? I don't see it if there is a new one.
There you go.
I don't know if I'd take that bet, guys.
Yeah,
I'm just telling you.
man.
I'm just telling you right now. I don't know if I'd go for the going to die. I could.
Sure,
there's a double face hugger that I have to shoot, right?
It's true.
I'm not itemized. Oh, fuck. Yep, I'm out of flamethrower fuel.
Sir, there's no gambling at Bushwood.
I gotta get this right here. Boom. Get this follow up. Boom. Do I have a flare? I do not. Okay. Oh, hey. Well, that was convenient.
Convenient.
This face hugger's killed me a number of times because he never comes at the angle you expect him to.
I got killed by this one. I think it was while my screen was shaking like crazy though.
Yeah, because I know you didn't when I saw it, so I was like, you did?
Yeah, and the screen shake was awful.
Excuse me, gotta go. Don't mind me. I can't even really explain why that flare does that, but it does. The one that I run past is in animation, so it's scripted to jump back up. The flare being down somehow keeps the second one, which is your threat one, from dropping down immediately. But he does drop pretty quick. Like while I'm in the elevator, I hear him pop, so it's like you gotta be moving. But and then the good old Jesus Christ tram.
I said Jesus
everybody,
Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Just let me make it through here.
When I first played this, I got squished by this one quite a few times. I was like, what am I supposed to be doing here?
You ever think about how, if you think about like the world that you're in and the fact that like you're fighting, so you're in 2137, right?
Mm-hmm.
This game, everybody being surprised by this alien being here presupposes that the movie Alien never came out in 1979. Because otherwise everybody would be like, oh shit, the movie was right. Right? So like it's like in the Godzilla movies when, if you think about it, like nobody ever thought of Godzilla before when Godzilla shows up, because if they did, when Godzilla shows up, they would be like, oh shit, like we thought this might happen.
We were forewarned. So
it's kind of like
go ahead.
The new Star Trek movies. The first one had Kirk playing a song by the Beastie Boys. Well, Intergalactic Planetary mentions A Pinch on the Neck by Mr. Spock.
Okay.
So
That's
did they
actually
not
really
write
interesting.
Intergalactic? Did that come out at all, or?
Interesting.
Right? These are the things.
These are the things.
These things.
So here's this one. This is a tram track, but yet there's this hole right here that has an so it's not just a broken hole, but apparently a tram goes over the
right over it. Yeah, and you almost get your ass whooped right there.
Doesn't you know? I don't understand how that physics works, but you know what? It's fine.
It's a video game.
It's a video game. They just didn't write it, okay?
Jeez, just chill, man. God.
It has an elevator. Yes, it's an elevator. It's a manual elevator, okay? It's an elevator with steps, sometimes called a ladder colloquially.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Well, for the layman.
Well, I hate to break it to those who voted against.
You tried. Did anybody actually vote against?
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's big payout.
17 to 83%. People taking the long odds, you know.
Yeah, man.
They're at the racetrack voting on, or, you know, betting on the three-legged horse, just going, you know. But what if he does win? You know, 500 to 1. That's a hell of a deal.
Yeah, they bet on the donkey that pulled the that pulled the cart that tilled the track.
There's more points on no, you won't die than there were in the entire first poll.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the safest bet. That should be like 0.2 to 1 payout. So this, when I played, I never really put it together, but that's the Torrens. You're seeing the back of the Torrens, and basically it's docked to Sevastopol, and it's basically caught and trying to break down. But during this whole EVA, it took me several playthroughs before I really realized, okay, so what I'm doing is I'm going outside of Sevastopol, and then I'm taking this crane or this, connecting rig over to the Torrens, and so I'm on the other ship. And that's why when I carabiner myself against the ship, and the Sevastopol goes down, that I'm still okay and everything. So,
It is a little odd.
One of the games that got, or one of the songs that was like inevitably muted and claimed, and just like not just DMCA, but like the fingerprinting and stuff like that, like was the song that I played during this section, which of all things was the Chariots of Fire theme. Man,
nice,
whoever,
dude.
yeah, I mean, it fit great. It was
yeah,
dun 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 dun.
Absolute classic.
But man, whoever owns that copyright is like, no. Like they were aggressive. The Disturbed song usually would, like, sometimes it'd get muted, but most of the time it would be let through. Man, Chariots of Fire, they were like, we're muting 5 minutes beforehand it started, we're muting 5 minutes through the whole thing, and then 5 minutes after, just because you suck. Like,
yeah, we're gonna really send a message.
Yeah.
Here. That's such a good choice too.
I do this whole slow running theme through this because it's like you're slow running, like it's just you're like move, and yet you're just slowly walking because you can't. Can you not run in this part? If I could run, I'd be running. How many times in this game have I had an option to run where I was like, I'm not gonna?
If I could run, I would do it.
Not just in the speed running way, but also in the pants shitting way. Like, like it's multiple different angles and situations. Yeah, play it in the background.
So I will say what this game I think really accomplishes well, also from like watching people play it in like psychological perspective, is I think this game, more than any other game I've ever played, really does show off what a person's go-to fear response is.
See the aliens all there. You were looking down, but they're all up there.
Like you can tell when people want to fight, flight, or freeze on this, and I am a freeze. Will probably make sense given how I played the game, but I think it's so cool the way that comes out.
Yeah.
In these.
So
because you actually have options in this game, unlike some where it's like, like Outlast, you don't really have options.
Damn it, I didn't get that one. If you do that in the right way, like I did it with the top one, you can actually get both at the same time.
What is she doing when she sticks her fingers in those?
It's a callback to the original Alien. I guess these are like, this was a machine that they used to blow up the Nostromo or something, but it's putting in the explosive. But I don't know. Like, to me, it never looks like she moves the entire thing. Like, it doesn't look like there's enough to, like, I always think, like, what latch mechanism is that, and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But, it's a video game, Dr. Mick.
Right, yeah, right. It's the door, Zine!
It's the door, Zine! So my flight or fight, I think I'm more flight. Like this, you don't get that from me here. You'd have to watch my original playthrough because this is different. I'm trained for this, Seeing once you're trained is a lot different than seeing your instinctual reflex.
This man's been training his whole career for this now.
I didn't get fast walk.
I'm on my way up to the bridge.
It's a slow, suspense-building, elaborate button in a movie. Sounds like a Ridley Scott movie. At what point does the speedrunner timer end? As soon as I'm ejected out into space. So this entire thing from the carabiner, like that start. This is all mission 19. So mission 19, kind of on the short side.
Yeah.
So I'm literally just holding back and just flip-flopping between left and right. Just So the split would stop now.
Damn, dude. 3 hours and 2 minutes.
That's not a bad run, actually.
That's pretty solid.
You know, we had 2 deaths. Sorry to those who were betting for me. I appreciate the confidence, but you can die there. Oh, I know you can die there. I just know that I'm not going to. There's a lot of parts that you can die that I'm like not too worried about. But yeah, that's the game. It's a little bit of a different experience between the two, but I absolutely loved watching you. I had a great time, and you definitely put the bug in me. I had a lot of fun. Thank you guys for chatting with me and just chilling and hanging while we did it. Like I hope you guys. Yeah, man,
this was awesome.
I hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, I'm gonna drop out of voice and wrap up chat, and you guys get some rest. And I'll talk to you all later. All right.
All right.
Appreciate you, my friends. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Yep. Later.
All right, chat. Oh, yes, he can. Nah. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you had fun. As kind of talked about through the evening, Alien Isolation is very, very is a core element of the origination of this channel. And while it's not, something we do a ton, it is still, a big part. And I have a lot of fun. It's great to see some of the old faces jump in and join me, be here. And then I absolutely love being able to talk to Ryan, to Ica, Rachel, Ecto, Logic, and Lobro. And kind of sharing the experience with them. So, who here was their first time for Alien? Let's, without all the clowns that have actually seen it before that I know and recognize, but who here genuinely it was their first time? And I guess as a follow-up to those same people, did you enjoy it? Hey, look, Hayden's a clown. Your first time watching you play it? Cool. First speedrun viewing? Nice. I hope you had fun. Me and Yes, hi, I'm New. Hello, New. Oh, that's Nova being a clown. Could someone time Nova out? Good night, Alec Nor. Thanks for hanging out. This was fun. Cool. I'm glad you guys enjoyed. It is like, I think we got like 95% of the feeling. It certainly isn't the same without the arena rock and stuff in certain sections, but I appreciate that, Kilroy. Thank you. But I think we had fun. I really appreciate Lobro for putting together some music that was some bangers for us to kind of do. Crazy to see a speedrun of this game and super fun. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So normally I'd miss half of it. So anyway, yeah. Thank you for coming out. Monday's normally my day off, but I wanted to do this because we were able to coordinate with Ryan and kind of have him hang out with us. Tomorrow should be Fallen Kingdom and all the usual stuff there, so I hope to see you then. And let's see, tomorrow I have a dentist or something. My schedules are getting wacky, and I'm trying to add stuff to my calendar so I'm not losing track, but I don't know. Are the Arena Rock versions on the YouTube archive? No, they'd be claimed there. I don't know, but I think, yeah, because I do have a speedrun version on YouTube, but I think it's just muted through there. Who timed you out for 10 minutes? I don't know, but I appreciate him. It's all wackadoodle, but regardless, Thank you all. I'll see you all tomorrow if you can make it. It should be 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern for Fallen Kingdom Minecraft, and whatever else comes after that. In the meantime, thank you for coming out. I hope you've enjoyed this throwback experience. I've been Zine. You've been great. Have yourself a lovely night, and we'll see if we can't find somewhere to go. Otherwise, thank you. I will read through all the messages that were sent in notifications. I don't think we will be here a little too long if we try and read through them, but we'll go through and note them. If you follow for the first time, thank you very much. If you haven't followed and want to, please do. Twitter.com/Zine, YouTube.com/Zine, Discord.gg/Zine. Have yourself a lovely night. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.
You carry the world upon your shoulders.